The embers settle into ash, refuse to bend, to break love.
No, Cozy, it's not a paid stream.
In the moment we both choose to fight it. You don't need armies to take down the monster underneath the crown. It's just a one-shot, stay locked, cloak and dagger, what you're after, but I'm not your hired gun.
Is this the last day? According to the timer, no. According to the timer, no. Don't worry. Almost done setting up. Almost done setting up, everyone. Alrighty, I think that's everything. Welcome in, everybody! How are you going? Welcome in, Rust. Welcome in, Cozy. Welcome in, Tresh. Welcome in, Datnoob. Welcome in, Sayo. Welcome in, Necron. Welcome in, Marshu. Welcome in, Cozy again. Welcome in, Frix. Welcome in, Hero. Welcome in, Anna. Thank you so much, Rast. No, it is free content. You do not need to give me money, but thank you. That's very kind of you. You're very sweet. It remains free content. I don't know what to tell you. Despite popular belief and request. Welcome in, Knight. Welcome in, Rene. Lovely to have you. How is everybody going this fine Wednesday? I had so much shit I wanted to do, and then instead I just didn't. I did like a third of it. I better not hear slander of my two hot men. I want you to know... wait, sorry. Let me actually really quick check something. Let me check something. Okay, perfect. Glad I checked that. I want you to know my plan is to be as objective as possible. I am going to objectively analyze who is the... No, don't start that. I am going to objectively analyze who is the best specialists and tier them appropriately. However, it's not much, but we do have a little bit of a celebration because it's day 100, which is absolutely psychopathic insane. How much of the bribes? What are you talking about? We test specialists by doing spec-only Vec 12. No, we do not. Okay, because I'm very forgetful, I'm disabling sub-only mode. Plap, get scammed, Marshu, get scammed. Timer-chan paused. Right, thank you for reminding me. I forgot to get play. There we go. We actually gained 3 minutes exactly yesterday. How much to put whoever I want in what tier? Necron, you don't even play the game. Sag, why are you sad, Cozy? You shouldn't be sad about it. Marshu will remember that. Yes, you got scammed. What are you going to do it? Oh, everyone can say hi now. It's because I was worried I'd forget. Welcome in, Cup! South, did you know some games were adjusted due to daylight savings? It fucked my schedule. Yeah, that happens to me twice a year. Alrighty, now, before we get started, here is something that I've decided as a freebie. I thought about this yesterday, and I decided I'd do it. Welcome in, Sten! So, you might notice, hey South, you have 2 training apparatuses and a senior operator skill pack. Now, does anyone need an explanation of where I'm going with this? Does anyone need a rundown of what I'm giving you as a gift at my own expense? Hello. Welcome in, Nugget! It's lovely to have you. Chat is disabled for this live stream. Oh, shit. I forgot to change that. Let me fix that. There we go. Thank you, Datnoob. I had not noticed. All sorted. Okay, and now that Settle into Ash is over, let's put on a different song. And yes, so as you can see by the healthy timer, the Subathon will actually last past today. It's looking like day 101 will be the finale, which, whilst not as hype as day 100, is still very hype because it means it's just shy of 20k, and I don't need to write fanfiction about myself dating Hung. I could have fixed it, I'm a mod. No, you couldn't actually, it was OBS.
Contrail on the highest tier. Bye.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Marshu. Interesting, interesting. So Contrail is a top tier. You know what? Once we get to Contrail, I'm gonna have to really stop and think about that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to really stop and think about that. Let me actually do the math. That's close enough. Thanks for coming, Marshu. Have a lovely day. Lovely as always to have you. And thank you for the $25. That's very sweet. You do not need to give me money. Can we all handshake emoji stop right before 20k? Because we are now 67 points away from me having to make another slide of rewards. No one even cares about the subathon anymore. No one cares. No one's looking forward to the rewards. No one's going, oh shit, how can we bully South? You're just dragging its corpse, kicking and screaming. Are you really going to make me make another set of slides right before it ends and none of them get redeemed? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So we can all agree to stop here. Handshake emoji. Thank you very much. And don't worry, I will do a send-off for Timer-chan and the subathon as a whole. Welcome in, Hacksaw! I'm going to top Contrail. Go to kick chat. Bonk. That does sound likely. Yeah, but why? Are you sure, brother? Yes, I am. Also, welcome in, Rex. Welcome in, Bronya. Now, so, to celebrate day 100, Stalkers, you get to choose who I use all 3 of these vouchers on. Am I going to regret this? Yes. These are very valuable. And there's nothing stopping you, for example, from saying, use this on a character who's level 66. And waste it all. And get absolutely fuck all. Now, what I will say, you cannot use the 6-star voucher on a specialist because I do not level any specialists past level 80. So, that is the one exception. This cannot be used on a specialist. Any other operator is fair game. Vina Victoria, I mean, you can try and outvote, but everyone else gets a vote as well, down there. Wysten! By the way, South, how about pulling for the new Colonel banner for new PowerPoint? No! I already wasted hundreds of pulls on the monster banner on Colonel. Cheap viewers? Oh shit, a bot actually got through. That's hype as hell. Anyway, they are gone. I just have to ban everyone else from voting. Not how it works, Datnoob. Alrighty. So, no, Soup, stop. No begging for subs. Do not. Stop that. No e-begging. No e-begging, even if it would be money received to me. Do not.
Please, chat.
No, Marshu, I'm stopping the e-begging. I'm not e-begging. How dare you slander me like this? Do you have an operator at, like, level 89? So, let's actually start in the reverse so you forget. Welcome in, Monster! Would I get banned also? No, you would not get banned. But I hate ads too bad. Either pay for it yourself, watch on Kick, watch on YouTube, or just more importantly, don't e-beg. You can also install an ad blocker. Only one who can e-beg is South? Yes, and I choose not to. I never e-beg. No e-begging allowed. No, you're not allowed... You know what? It is day 100. It is day 100. Let me actually go into my moderation. You know, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. It is day 100. Okay. Welcome in, Ancient! How is your day going? It is lovely to have you. 1 second, let me find this bad boy. Blocked terms and phrases. Okay, I have removed exclamation point chibi from being banned. No, if you start spamming South, I will re-ban it. Skill no level. Yes, so. This first ticket is an instant mastery 3 on any 5-star. Happy 100 days of Subathon. Thank you very much, Ancient. It's crazy to think it lasted this long. I thought this would last a week at most. It has been 7 months. Laios, you know what? I would take that. Because at least you're not using it on a character I already have partially mastered. Like, there are some characters I have, like, stuck at M2, and you could waste it on then. Okay, so far, we've got a lot of votes for Liars. We've got a lot... No, why are you voting Sand Reckoner? Can we all just handshake emoji this one onto Iana Actually, you know what? How about this? Can we just choose Iana? I'm stuck in the mirror dungeon mines. Welcome in, Jester. Hasn't reset for me, so I'm not grinding. Laios shall get his glory. Why? Why Sandrak? No, you can't just... No, Iana's actually useful. It is a specialist-only day. It is a specialist-only day. Why can you not... Fine. Okay, we're doing Laios. That is the majority opinion from what I've seen. Open the polls? No. The polls were people spamming Laios, and I saw lots of individual people say Laios. Absolutely outvoted. So now you decide if it's skill 1 or skill 2. Please at least let it be skill 2. Please at least let it be S2. At least let it be S2 for the funny. No, don't make me use his S1. Welcome in, Kiwi. Lovely to have you. Lovely to have you. Okay, and the majority of people have in fact chosen S2. No, Yomus, you were outvoted. Twitch chat hooked me up. It was pretty close. There we go. What a waste of a voucher. An absolute pointless use of resources. I will never get this back. That is painful. That is premium currency gone. That's the equivalent of telling me to buy a fucking passenger skin or some shit. Or buy mountain skin. That is his premium currency gone. Scam? No, that was the collective vote. Okay, now, let's move on. Next up. Senior Operator Training Apparatus. Any Elite 2'd 5-star can be maxed out. Now, ideally, I would want it to be one of these top 8 who are level 1. Ideally, I would want it to be one of these. Mint, Morgan, Fuse, Morgan. Oh, that's Datnoob twice, Proviso. Proviso is a base slave. Scroll down, please. Fine, okay, let's scroll down to 3 more rolls. See, all of these characters are still fine, relatively unleveled. Welcome in, Talcape. No, don't encourage Datnoob. Also, welcome in, Dave. Dagda is already max level. Dagda cannot be chosen. So I will continue to scroll very slowly, 3 rows by 3 rows. Is the Lord on this list? Yes, Tachanka is indeed on this list, Necron. Croissant for race fake knights, no. Okay. Also, sorry, welcome in, Dave. I forgot to say hi to you. So, anyone past Lunacub, you're taking the piss. Anyone past Lunacub, you are taking the piss. Laios is already maxed. I can't choose level 80s. Now, as long as you don't choose anyone in these 3 final rows, we can handshake emoji. Just E to a new unit for max value. I don't have any chip glue, because I'm stuck farming rocks. I can't. I need to get 500 of these. Liscom, hey Timmy, that's really funny. Why don't we consider something else? Why don't we consider something else? Also, how are you going, man? Lovely to have you. Spectre, has anyone considered these characters? Whislash? I already have Whislash high leveled. Why do you need 500 rocks? It was the 19k Subathon rewards. Lava the Purgatory. I am never going to use her. Why don't you consider Morgan? Okay, everybody pick one operator and spam them. I will make an actual poll because this is not unanimous. Unlike the last one where there was a clear winner, this is not unanimous. So just spam whatever operator you... Grey Altar. Why? Oh, sorry. By spam, I mean type the operator once. Okay, sorry. I chose my words wrong. Please, everybody, type your operator once. Welcome in, JB3. Welcome in, Erixene. Okay, welcome in, Pops. Everybody, type your operator in once. We currently have 1 vote for Sora. We have 1 vote for Elysium, 1 vote for Reed. 2 votes for Executor, 1 vote for Spectre, 1 vote for Meteorite, 1 vote for Morgan, 1 vote for Praminix. Okay, 2 votes for Reed. It's looking like... Okay, Reed, Morgan, and Praminix are the current 3 frontrunners. So why don't we use those? Or are we going to vote for anyone else? Amia, please do not. Morgan. Oh, throwing in the Morgan towel. Reed. Okay, it looks like Morgan and Reed is consistent. Morgan and Reed currently consistent. Okay, okay. Yep. Rex and Necron also voted Praminix. Yeah, but okay. Praminix, Morgan, and Reed. Let's make a poll. And I will make a poll in YouTube as well. Okay, which... I can't spell. 5-star. Praminix, Morgan, and Reed. I will add together the two different polls. I'll add together the two different polls. Start a poll. Which 5-star? Pramanix, Morgan, and Reed. So everybody get your votes in. Let's see, who will it be? Thank you so much for choosing someone who I don't already have fucking max level. Which one is the highest level? Figure it out yourself. I've already shown them. I'm not going back. Oh, Morgan with a commanding lead on Twitch chat. But in YouTube, it is tied Pramanix and Reed exactly. Oh, Morgan coming back on both chats. I feel like there may be some rigging going on here. Oh, Pramanix coming back. Pramanix tied YouTube and Morgan takes the lead again. Pramanix making a comeback onto Twitch chat. Reed is by far losing. Voting Morgan, why? I mean, I at least get value out of Morgan, I suppose. Alrighty, unless there's a sweeper, unless there's a shake-up, this is going to be Morgan. Datnoob's rigging it. Unless he makes alternate accounts, he actually can't. 50% of YouTube votes voting Morgan. Almost 50% of Twitch votes voting Morgan. This looks like a Morgan sweep. Believe in the floof, more like believe in the cat. Pramanix down to 50% out of 200%. Morgan down up to 100% out of 200%. Reed also down to 40% out of 200%. Unless alt accounts, I don't think he did it that quickly. I will say, Twitch chat is still relatively in contention, but I feel like everybody present who's gonna vote, voted. YouTube still changing a little bit. Victoria's nothing? No. I'm using mod powers to rig it for real. You are not, because mods cannot do so. Alrighty. It looks like Morgan is the winner. Let's end those polls. There we go. I can't end the Twitch poll early. I actually can't end the Twitch poll early. So, she was only a level 10. I will take that. There we go. Too big to rig for real. Man, what a fucking waste of resources. Man, what a waste of resources. That feels absolutely painful. Now, same process. As a reminder, you cannot choose a specialist. Any other class is fair game. You cannot choose a 6-star specialist. Ho, I'm gonna be real. Can we all handshake emoji on Ho? I feel like we can agree on this one. Hodera, ho. Settle into Ash is an iconic meme here. Settle into Ash is iconic. Tachanka is a 5-star Necron. I'm seeing a lot of hoes. I'm seeing one Vina Victoria. I wonder who that's from. Do you have Reed Alter? I have every single character in the game. I have Reed Alter level 70 already, so it would be very minor benefit. I south of my late. Welcome in, Soul! Lovely to have you, Carnelian. Please do not vote Carnelian. Where's Crown Slayer? She's level 80. You can't choose her. She's already maxed. So far, by far, this is a Hodera sweep. So if you want to make something else happen, you got to start pumping those numbers. Carnelian could be a contender. Sleep well, Necron. Thanks for coming. Welcome in, Daha. Helliger. Why would I... Saga, Hodera, Civilite. Civilite's already really high level. I do already have Civilite level 80. Oh, that's why. Please, guys, vote Helliger. This would be funny. Okay, it looks like some people are changing their answers to Carnelian. So, let's make a poll. Apologies, Sol. Apologies, Erixene. It looks like... Wait, okay, Silence is actually kind of coming back. Silence is actually coming back. I have a clip for you. Check DMs. I will do so. We'll do so. First, let me set the poll. Let's do Hodera, Carnelian, or Silence. Which 6-star? Hodera, Carnelian, and Silence. When in doubt, hoe it out. So true, bestie. Okay, I've set up the poll in YouTube. Now let's set up the poll in Twitch. Which 6-star? Ho, Khan, or Silence? Now, I would be absolutely shocked if this was anything but Ho. Ho... Hodera! Fine, okay, apparently I can't type Ho. That is actually content guidelines. Twitch actually said no. Surprising nobody. 50% of votes are, in fact, Hodera. A whole whopping insane 50%. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Let's take a look-see. And yeah, sorry, Daha. I'll check that out after stream. I don't want to risk opening a YouTube video and getting copyright struck. Stop slurring, South. It's not a slur. Helga robbed, you should have spammed Helga harder. Oh, damn, Twitch chat keeping it contentious after the synonymous Hodera at first, splitting the vote among Carnelian and Silence. I will say, at this stage, it is between Hodera and Silence. Carnelian is losing in both. It's a clip from your stream. I assume it's me saying I'm robbing. I could do a funny and tie. You can't tie in both. So it's hard to say. Hard to say. Okay, it does look like Hodera's gonna take it. He's at 40+% on both of them. Silence is at 30% on both. Ooh, this is going to be pretty close. Come on, come on. The embers settle into ash. You know what I'm talking about? Ho is usable. Guys, don't help him. Kiero, I am never going to use Hodera. It is just for a meme. It's a clip of you doubting day 100. Well, I was correct. We're never going to hit day 100. It's simply never going to happen. We're never going to hit... Okay, either way, we can agree that we're going to end, like, now, right? Now that we've hit day 100 as a meme. Okay, Twitch chat is now 50% Hodera. Oh shit, Silence making a comeback in YouTube chat, but it is not looking like it is going to be enough. It is not looking like it's going to be enough. Hodera has too commanding of a lead. I will call it in 10 seconds. Place any final votes you might have. It is currently very easily the funny Ho man. Show the clip? Fine. I'll show the clip after. I'll show the clip after. It is almost tied. Hodera Silence on YouTube chat. I'm sorry, YouTube. That is just barely not enough. Thank you very much, Jawa. Jawa, you don't need to say hi with money. Welcome in. It's lovely to have you. How's your day going? Congrats on day 100. Thank you very much. Lovely to have you. Welcome in, Ivy. Lovely to have you. Okay, and the winner was Hodera. It was very close on YouTube, but on Twitch chat, we all came together. We realized the embers settle into ash. There we go. About saying hi? No, you've already said hi. You can't say hi with money. That would be immoral. So, I want you to know, of all of my level 90 guards, there are now 2 I will never use. Can you guess who they are? Well, thank you very much, Arix, and thank you very much, Daha. Yes, they both count, okay? Yes, that counts as saying hi with money. Thank you. That's very sweet. Very kind, and thank you, Daha. Welcome in, Silence! Lovely to have you. What's up? I just had to max out my Morgan, my Hodera, and give masteries to my Laios. I let chat use my instant level tickets. Pepe and Hodera? No, it's Vina and Hodera. I'm sorry, Datnoob. I know. I've tried using Vina. She doesn't make sense to me. Okay. There we go. And no, thank you all very much. You're very sweet. Oh my god, we are 12 points away from me having to make a new slide of rewards. Have you seen Vina's Y module? I have not. I've not checked out her modules. They will probably make her better. She just doesn't make sense. You chose to do this, you could have not done this. Anna, I would feel immoral if I didn't celebrate day 100 somehow. West, I'm gonna ban you. I'll figure it out. How the fuck do people in this chat not have subs? Well, Dave, I want you to know, Twitch prioritizes people who have viewed the channel and not already been gifted a sub, because they're more likely to continue it. If you've already gotten a sub and haven't continued it, Twitch goes, you're probably unlikely to continue it. And I have received a legitimately unreal amount of support from everybody. Like, psychopathic amount. Where, when I look at my current sub count, I go, damn, that's not even 200. What the hell's up with that? So basically, most people here have already been gifted a sub. I got Serta. Is she still useful? Yes. Serta with her S3 is still really, really fantastic. My game won't load. I'm sorry to hear that, True. Twitch RNG hates me. Maybe so, Hero. And no, thank you all very much for the money. That's very sweet. Thank you, Daha. Thank you, Arix. Thank you very, very much. And thank you for the tier 3 Java. You do not need to. It is day 100, which means I am celebrating you. I'm celebrating you. You are not celebrating me. Why would you celebrate me? Why would you throw a monetary celebration of you've given me enough money to have hit to... You guys are functionally celebrating giving me $20,000. You realize that, right? I'm here because I received a sub from YouTube. Let's go! Hydrate, yes sir. Can't you keep Soda alive with just 3 healers? Sure. Yes. Sure, Warfarin and Civilized Eterno, I believe. South is celebrating Ye. He's a decent defender. I haven't used Ye. I haven't had a chance to level him. I wonder why. I wonder why. I haven't had a chance to level Ye. South, what operators do you not have built? Sure. Let's go. Let's show off all of my level 1s. This is it. All of them fit into a single screenshot. These are my current level 1s. Also, welcome in, OWAP. It's lovely to have you. Okay, I hope you're all happy. Now that you've made me level Morgan, Hodora, and invest in my Laios, I hope you're all content. Why? Because for the last 6 months, I haven't been able to level characters. Can you tell the very brief period where I was allowed to, and now I'm back to not being allowed to? Can you tell, hypothetically, exactly where it started? Part of the Subathon rewards, don't worry about it. Morgan, yes, you will be pleased to know, Silent, that while you were not here, Morgan won the vote for the 5-star. So I now do have Morgan level 80. Is she invested? No, I haven't done masteries or a module, and I probably won't. Next slide of rewards, built Blazer. Sure. If we hit the next slide of rewards, which we won't, and I'm not in... Oh my... It's so close. Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close. It's so close. Hey, let's just all agree to stop here, yeah? It'd be very fun if we stopped here right before the 20k reward. Because if we hit 20k, I need to give you the 20k reward, and I don't want to. So yeah, sure. At 20k, chat chooses operators to level. I will allow you. It's so over. No, it's fine. Next reward, double the tier for rock goal. No! We need the same for Dagda, Indra, and Delphine. So, so fun fact, Silence. These are not Subathon rewards. These are not Subathon rewards. I maxed out my Dagda for fun because I like Dagda. My Indra is, I believe, level 40, but she is E2 semi-invested. Where's my Indra? Oh, there she is, 46. And then also my Delphine. Weird that. Base Dagda, enjoy it? Yes, like day 2 after she came out, I made a YouTube video of her soloing Big Sad Lock with the other Victorian. Thank you very much, Daha. That's very sweet. Welcome in, Wi-Fi! Man, so Lapland, guys? Yeah, I've got Lapland maxed out. She's the reason I'm playing Arknights. Of course she's maxed. Okay, thank you. Thanks, that's very sweet. That pushes us over. Oh, shit, no, I did the math wrong. Sorry, I replaced the wrong... No, that doesn't push us over. We are at 9:58. We are not over. Why did it drop? I accidentally changed the 9 to a 5 instead of a 3 to a 5. That's all. Wait. Shit, no, isn't it, wait, what was it before? Oh, yeah, okay, it's 9-3. It's 9-3, okay. I was so worried I did my math wrong. 22k points, double the remaining rock goal. No! I'm not getting 1,000! We low-key need another skin for base Lapland. I hope we do as well. I'm very biased. Need a skin for Dagger and Delphine. So true, bestie. No, thank you all very much. Another membership I've already subbed on Twitch. Welcome to YouTube, Necron. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay. I have a day. I'm not streaming tomorrow afternoon because it's Gay Sex Thursdays. I will spend tomorrow afternoon making a new slide of Subathon rewards. That doesn't mean we're gonna go for them, okay? That doesn't mean... No, I'm not giving you 62 points as compensation. We can all handshake emoji. Now I need to make the slide. That's the last funny thing. So now we can stop before the 20k reward. Now it'd be really funny. You've already made it, so I've already agreed to make the next slide, which will be completely put to waste because we're not going to hit any of them. We're going for them? No. Daha. We're not going for them. Will they be at intervals of 5k? Not this next slide, I'll do very small intervals, but if we make it past that slide, then yes, it'll be intervals of like a couple k up until 50k. No, I'm not asking for money. What are the goals if not accomplished them? No, that's not 2001 Subathon reward, make more Subathon rewards. No, that would be a waste. That would be a waste of a slot. I will come up with the best I can, okay? I thought you weren't in the Gay Sex Thursday. No, I'm not streaming Gay Sex Thursday, but I've got time to work on these. Pull for Colonel Banner. No, I'm not doing so. I can't afford it. I have 80 Originium Prime, and that's it. On the one hand, South does work that won't be used. On the other hand, fanfic go burr. Yeah, exactly. It'd be way funnier to make me not have to write a fanfiction, instead just waste time. Please, chat, give me money. I really want to write hung fanfiction. I want you to know I already could if I actually wanted to here. There's nothing stopping me. Also, welcome into Twitch, Daha. Do 100 pulls for Colonel. No! I'm not doing Colonel pulls! Who would I even go for? Maybe I would do 110 pull on this. That is the best you would get. Maybe I'd do a 110 pull on this. Welcome in Golf. More pots for Mudrock? No. But no, like, this banner's kind of loaded. This banner's kind of loaded. Go for Siege? No. You can't choose Siege. Do it? No. I need to save for Trigodia. Pull on Mantra banner as sub goal and max her. No, I'm already pulling on her banner, and I'm not maxing her. Someone named Angel would love that. I know she was. I really like how YouTube chat is so green now. Yeah, Daha, Twitch has also gone through that. It's really funny changing that, isn't it? You control it. So do I. So do you what? I don't have short-term memory. Okay, that's enough of displaying my Arknights. That's not even what we're here to do today. We're here to do a tier list, right? We're here to do a tier list. Siege over Trigodia. I already have both sieges. I don't know what to tell you, Silent. 10 pulls got Reed Ultra in that banner. Congratulations. I'm not pulling on it. You can't force me. So, to celebrate day 100, we have tier list slop. That's right, we have exactly and only all of the specialists. They fit very neatly into 4 rows. Here is every single specialist in the game, not counting CN operators because I have not used them. We're 62 points away. Yes, we're close enough that I now need to make another sub. Okay. Surely, don't hit it today. Because if you hit it today, there is no next goal until I need to come up with them. But Siege and SSS tier, I don't know what to tell you. Siege is not a specialist at noob. Now, when we get to Contrail, Marshu has bribed me into putting her top tier. But I will give my honest opinions on Contrail first, before changing her according to the bribe. Eku number 1, not necessarily. Everyone except Daha being green in YouTube is funny. To be fair, Datnoob is also blue. Do we get any input on the tier list? You're welcome to argue. You're welcome to give, reasons for why you think the way you do. I'm going to also explain my reasoning. The bribe answered that, yes, you can theoretically bribe me to move characters, should you choose to. Now, Crown Slayer should have her own... Yeah, you're right, Crown Slayer does have her own slot. It's called the Do Not Level. Crown Slayer is in the Do Not Level tier. Wow, you're so right, Vesty. You're so right. No, I will be objective. How many subs to add a tentacle tier? 1. Unless you want me to put someone in it, in which case it's more than 1. Also, welcome in, Glots! Is this a proper tier list? Okay, much like all of my tier lists, I will give my objective, actual opinions. But if you... People can change those opinions. But up until they're changed, my opinions are legitimately my opinions. I'm going to try and do a legitimate tier list. So I will be going for a legitimate tier list. Also, welcome in, Karas. I know you've been here a while. I just forgot to say hi to you. Alrighty, now, these are sorted alphabetically by subtype. So all of the push strokers are together. All of the hook masters are together. All of the fast redeploys are together, which means we will be... Contrail is by herself, then Thorns and Tin Man are the final 2. When is CS module coming again? It is already out. I just haven't been able to do it yet. Phantom and S Plus for the drip. No, this is gameplay only. This is only gameplay. I have already taken into account their drip. That was one of the first ever... Actually, yeah, literally the first stream I ever did was ranking specialists drip. That was the first time I streamed. Am I stupid? What the fuck? Oh, you just probably missed it. Ak will be bribed to his own tier, you know this. No. Push stroking it. Yep. Everybody, get it out of the way. Weedy, Mpreg, Puss Y module, Push Stroker. Who push stroking right now? Come on, let's just have a brief break before we get started. Everyone, get out your best joke for the Stroker subclass. If Mizuki's not SSS Plus, I'm friendly Geordie in your house. He wouldn't have been without his IS module. However, his IS module might have changed that. She stroke on my specialist until I pull. What does that even mean? Yeah, look, just get it out of your system. Welcome in as S goes to Verdant, my favorite punching bag. I would disagree about that, but I'll cover that when we get to Verdant. Now, I will caveat this. There are a total of 4 specialists I have not massively used. Every single other specialist I have actively experimented with, except for 4. So on those 4, there is a slight chance I will be a little bit misguided. See if you can figure out which 4 those are. What is with the Pismontis? Oh, no, back when Rosmontis came out, she was nicknamed Rosmont Piss instead of Rosmont Is. That's all, that's all. Like, that was just a community nickname. People called her Rosmont Piss. That's it, you're cooked, grilled, sauté, fried, roasted. Well, I haven't given a single opinion yet! I haven't given a single opinion yet! What are you talking? You can't already disagree! Back when she came out, when was it, Grandpa South? I don't, like, fucking 5 years ago, okay? Yeah, I know. I'm an ancient troll. Gravel S tier? No. You're refusing Mizuki as dessert play. I haven't even ranked Mizuki yet! I'm not. He's halfway! I'm not ranking Mizuki for like an hour! Okay. Before I start the tier list, which opinions have I gotten wrong? Okay, let's get it out of the way. Stalkers, which opinions have I already gotten wrong despite the fact I haven't given any yet? S tier stands for Spurier tier. That's one wrong opinion. That's good to know. So we know to ignore as. Hax's altar should be higher. I agree. Every single character should be higher than they're currently placed, because they haven't been ranked yet, meaning they're below them. You're totally wrong about Kirara. No, I'm not. You already know where I'm ranking Kirara. You already know where I'm ranking Kirara because that is the correct objective assessment of her, Anna. You just think, oh, she's a gamer, neat dork, so I like her. You'll underrate Weedy. Will I now? Will I? Because I haven't placed any of them yet. Crown Slayer was your biggest wrong opinion. Queen Slayer not an SSS tier. That's because she's a middle-of-the-road 6-star. Alrighty, now, I'm gonna skip Settle into Ash. It's played like 3 times the last 5 minutes, so let me skip this one. You're wrong about Tin Man being unranked. He's literally me. I'm sure he's not literally you. You'll overrate Kirito. Will I now? Will I? Interesting. You haven't seen my opinions. Crown Slayer could be fine where she is. That's savage. But no, with her new module, she's much better. Alrighty. You haven't mentioned Dorothy. We're not up to Trapmasters. SMH. Now, let's get this started. Enforcer. Our first of the day. Enforcer is a discount weedy in some ways. I pop back, how do we get 100 points? Don't worry about it. I'm up to making another slide, so can we all agree to not hit 20k so that the slide goes to waste? That's sufficiently funny, right? Also, welcome back, Marshu. Now, Enforcer. In theory, Enforcer has a unique niche where he ignores people's defense at the cost of having a relatively weak push. And I gotta be honest, who cares? There is not a single person here who can look me in the eyes and say they leveled Enforcer for a gameplay reason. I leveled him because he's hot. So did everyone else. You cannot look me in the eyes and say without a hint of irony, I like Enforcer's gameplay. He is better than, like, Shaw. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I know a Laterano Knights player. Yeah, that's called leveling him for reasons other than his gameplay. That's not a gameplay reason. I leveled him because I needed 2 pushes. Exactly. You just chose a pusher. I'm leveling him to give an Executor Alter 1 extra ammo. That is insane and also insanely based, John. That is insanely based. I know a Laterano Knights player. I do too, Eltic. So, while Enforcer has a very fringe niche, which makes him incredibly rarely super good, usually he is just a discount La Pluma who occasionally stuns the enemy. He is not competitive with 5-star guards, and he is nowhere close to competitive with Weedy. Every pusher-puller, you have to compare with using Weedy. Would you rather push with Weedy or Enforcer? In every single situation, that is Weedy. Welcome in, Raito! There is one character in here I'll be watching very closely for. Shit is first, I see. Yeah. It is in order of archetype and alphabetical. So, I like Enforcer, but gameplay-wise, he feels fundamentally identical to Fita and Shaw. Yes, there are some distinctions, but they don't really matter. I'd rather use Gladiator than Weedy. That's because you're Abyssal Knights hunter. Counterpoint, I played for 2 years and never got Weedy. Skill issue. Now, Fita. You might be thinking South. Surely Fita is just a clone of Enforcer. No, actually. Fita is better than normal. Fita is genuinely stronger than Enforcer in the overwhelming majority of cases. Because her S1 is a very high uptime disengage, and she does good AoE damage. So Fita is Enforcer, but actually takes use of her pushing properly. That is why Fita is... It is very close, but she is slightly better than Enforcer in most cases. This makes it seem like they're very far apart. Realistically, it's more like that. But this is to make a distinction. I expect them to say because they're hot. No, this is gameplay only. This is gameplay only. How is this order alphabetically? No, they're alphabetical within their class. Sorry, Klutz. I did in fact misspeak. Kung Fu Panda hot? That is irrelevant. So is Enforcer. Sure. Do not level Sure. Anyone gonna disagree? Maybe. Year 1. There was a fringe use case where you want to level Sure. But these days, no. E1 level 1? Yeah, and how often do you use him, Tresh? Shore's an AoE guard, a very bad one. I needed a cheap pusher. Shore just doesn't push as strongly. Any situation you need a cheap pusher, any of the other 4s would do it better. And even then, that's just a case of you want the functionality. The only use case where you want to bring Shore is when you want a pusher and just want the cheapest option. So, Shore's only identity is being a knockoff version of all of the other characters. In terms of direct pushing, Enforcer's fringe use cases make him more valuable. Shore's my go-to pusher. Do you have others levels? I have a maxed Shore based, man. Insanely, insanely based. But for a newer player, you should not ever recommend them Shore. Vita has an amazing base skill. So that is why she is actually like the best choice. 35% extra XP. For a newer player, if they have them. That being said, obviously, if a new player needs a pusher, you'd recommend them Shore, but then they would only use it until they got a better option. Shore is the default, and once you have a better option, there's no reason to go back to her. Shore's the only pusher everyone has. Yes, but if we did it by that, then Rope would also be an SSS tier. So, do you understand why... Actually, no. Wait, even if we did it by that, Rope wouldn't be. Because Cliffheart is actually a welfare. Okay, sorry. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Even if we did it like that, then all of the 4 stars would be SSS tier. Rope goes into SS tier because Kinky... No, she doesn't. Enforcer can book backwards and stun. Yes. Enforcer has a unique gameplay style, but it is very difficult to make use of correctly. You need to actively plan around Enforcer and familiarize yourself with him. Fita, you don't need to. You set her down. Fita is what you expect of a pusher. Shore is what you expect of a cheap pusher. So Fita is just objectively better than Shore. Enforcer's somewhere in the middle. If you put in a lot of extra work, he can be on par with Fita, but he's never really that much better. They're side grades of each other, but Enforcer is more complex. That's why I've got him ranked lower. Rabbit Hole Rope? No. Cliffheart quite good. My favorite Silverass sibling. Cliffheart is shockingly good. Hello. Welcome in, Archie. How's your day going? Welcome in, Angel. Gladi is also a welfare. So, I actually have a fun little bit of, puller welfare. Puller trivia, rather. I will get to that after we've ranked Weedy. I will get to that after we've ranked Weedy. And this is something a lot of people don't know. This is something that a lot of people don't know. So, first up, so let's continue. This is Specialist. Why is there a roach? What are you talking about? It ends at Tin Man. Amayastan Heathcliff. Kathy! Please go anywhere, just not the abyss where I can't follow. So, if we are ranking these characters in terms of archetype to archetype, Weedy is an undoubted SSS tier. But we are not. Because then this would be too obvious. I'm talking, you can choose Weedy or a different operator of any archetype that's a specialist. Weedy is an amazing choice, but she is no longer top tier. Too many bosses are too high weight. Weedy broke the stat scale weight, they changed it. She got a hard nerf in the same way Lapland did, where now most enemies are just immune to her damage. That being said, with her S2, she still is an incredible lane holder. Just much like Blaze has a problem of why would you deploy someone who takes 70 seconds to get online when you could just deploy Penance. Weedy is too expensive for a unit that does a single thing? No, she's very, very versatile. Weedy is just a full-on lane holder. She's pretty fantastic. This underplays the gap between her and Fita, but she's not quite top tier. I'm going to aim to have 5 at most in SSS tier, and realistically 3. Should I level Weedy? Yes. Even today, I would recommend people level Weedy. First off, she has an amazing base skill. Second off, she is an incredibly versatile guard. Her S3 is a nuke that can work on a lot of bosses and elite enemies. Her S2 is an infinite stall that once you get it popping, she can just lane hold any number of weaker enemies. And her S1 is in between. She is still arguably an M9 contender. Welcome in, Khalid. Can still one-hit the boss? Yes. Weedy still can one-hit the boss. They occasionally give us a weight 7 boss and Weedy gets to yeet him into the hole. Exactly. No, Angelina. Angelina's not a specialist, Hero. I don't know what to tell you. E2 level 1 for base. Got it, boss. Even use case in-game, E2 level 1 is absolutely fine. How do I change my on-screen stream avatar? Apologies, Silent. That is only in Twitch chat. And that is !Chibi. This is not a case of I chose which one. It only works in Twitch chat. It can't be configured for YouTube because of how the API works. Chat, be right back. I'll go to Twitch and fish. No worries. So no, apologies for that. Weedy rarely shines, but when she does, she's the star. Exactly. She's a very solid unit who's been slightly left behind by the game. Year 1, she was insane easy S tier. All the way up to year 3, she's S tier. But now we just have better options. Now, fun little bit of trivia. Did you know Almond is the only non-welfare puller? Yeah. There are 5 pullers. Rope is a 4-star, so guaranteed. Cliffheart is a welfare. Gladia is a welfare. Snow Sant is also a welfare. Welcome in, Mystic! How's your day going, man? I thought it was going to be the seahorse fun fact. No, this is mainly gameplay. Fun fact, Weedy, if you ever had sex with her, you would be the one getting pregnant. That sucks for her. Absolutely. Welcome in, Quilted. Now, what I will say, is Almond good? Yes. In theory. In practice, she is the exact same problem as Enforcer. By the time you unlock Enforcer or Almond, you are already out of reasons to use her. As a newer player, you get Cliffheart for free, who is better. And as a late game player, you get Gladia, who you want leveled for Abyssal Hunters. So, unfortunately, as much as I love her design, she is fundamentally useless, because even a new player starting today gets Cliffheart, who is just better than her. Is this HG saying we can't pull? For real, for real. Maybe worth it, but most of us want South. Why would you want me, Rest? I see Thorns X Weedy art. I have not. Why? Yeah, Mpreg. Get your Mpregs out of the system. That's you if you're with Weedy, for real, for real. Now, Cliffheart. I would not quite call Cliffheart amazing. She's not quite Weedy tier, but she's very close. She is definitely better than Fita, even though Fita has a stronger base skill. No one pulls the pullers except the little doggo, for real, for real. Ohio, welcome in, Taxi! How's your day going? Now, don't worry, this will vary up rather than just being a rarity tier list. It will change. It will change as we go. It will absolutely change as we go. Cliffheart is really useful. She's got solid range AoE true damage, or not AoE, multi-target true damage. For a new player, Cliffheart is a pretty strong, interesting unit, and pullers can be good. She's better than normal. I wouldn't necessarily recommend her, but she's a good option, and everyone is guaranteed together. She does have true damage? Yes. She was actually... At the launch of the game, there were only 3 sources of true damage. Cliffheart, Amia, and Nightmare, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know this, but Nightmare S2 does true damage. It is Wheaties S3 with a slow attached. Is Gladia an M9 candidate? No. Well, theoretically, yes. I'll explain Gladia in a second. She has an ugly hat, I agree. You know what's really stupid? Going to the gym with a throat that's on fire? Oh, I'm sorry, Taxi. Nightmare, yes. 5-star caster. So, hydrate. Oh, yes, sir. Now, you might be thinking Gladia is an SSS tier. No. Gladia is actually a B tier. And hear me out. The use case of Gladia is a different character being good. She is a fairly tanky puller with some AoE. She cannot reliably lane hold by herself. Her entire use case is the utility she brings. In that situation, she is undisputably S tier. If you're running Abyssal Knights, she is necessary. She is the only reason it functions. As a standalone unit, she is B tier. She is roughly a side grade from Cliffheart. Before her module, she was a side grade from Cliffheart. She has some interesting, better use cases, and in some ways, she's also worse. Gladia by herself is okay? Exactly. Gladia by herself is fine. All of her skills are decent. But the ultimate thing you want her for is her module for other Abyssal Hunters. For normal Gladia, I would say her S3 is her best skill, but pick whichever you like. The most important thing is getting her module. Everything else is irrelevant. Her module is more than half of her kit. By herself, assuming you don't bring any Abyssal Hunters, even with her module, she's just a defense-oriented unit with some AoE and respectable but not super amazing damage. I've used her to replace Mountain. She's pretty good. She can out-heal Mountain, yes. She's tankier than Mountain, but her damage is drastically lower, Anna. So while yes, she can clear some trash enemies, if you end up needing to use Gladia against anyone remotely strong, Mountain can punch through them. He doesn't give a shit. Gladia will get stat checked. South, I noticed something. Why is Wishdale here? What are you all talking about? She's the only puller with charges on her S1, right? Yes, she, I think Armand might, but it's either her and Armand or just her. So by this, best puller is Cliffheart or Gladia? Yes. For most players, Gladia is the best puller because the Abyssal Hunter synergy. Also, self-healing is a really fun niche. But a defensive niche on a puller is going to cause leaks. So Gladia will require you to use other units, and as a puller, she's kind of goofy. Cliffheart is actually better as a puller. Gladia is a better lane holder because she just has higher stats and can tank and self-heal. Cliffheart is fundamentally better for pulling enemies into holes. Gladia gets caught on geometry. It can be really, really weird. Her S2 gets stunned. Like, she basically stuns herself with S2. S1 has charges, but you end up wasting them. S3 can drag enemies in the wrong direction. It's just very finicky. She's a very good defensive option for general lane holding, but she will leak enemies. She does not have super high DPS. You guys can't come up with an insider I wasn't here about. You make me feel left out. Wait, oh no, no one else knows about that either. Don't worry about it. Wishdale is the best specialist, yes. Who is the best AFK pull skill? I believe it is Cliffheart. Cliffheart has the best AFK pull skill. Cliffheart S1 is almost always better than Gladia's S1. It does true damage, so even if you don't pull them into a hole, it just hits harder, despite the extra stats. Is Chibi still open? Yes, that'll be open all of today to celebrate day 100. Good morning, good afternoon, or evening. Welcome in, Take All! How are you going? Now, on to the third welfare puller, aka a 4-star, Rope. There is no reason for anybody to level Rope. I've played around with Rope. She's kind of bad, even putting aside that you are guaranteed Cliffheart and Gladia. Related note, Snow Sand. There is no reason for you to level Snow Sand. Snow Sand is worse than Rope. That's right. You heard it here first. Snow Sand is worse than the 4-star of her archetype. It is insane. Snow Sand silences infected enemies and has extra pull weight against infected enemies. So if you really want to pull a dog, congratulations. Snow Sand for the base skill? No, because Cliffheart also has a really good base skill. So does Rope. That's the fucked up thing. My E1 rope helped me with CC Beta 3, but that's because Gladia wasn't built yet. Exactly. There's no reason to level rope unless you don't already have one of these two leveled and you just want something cheap. And even, like, in any situation, there is no reason to level Snow Sand. She is worse than Rope, who's fundamentally free as a 4-star, worse than Cliffheart, who you get within 3 days of starting the game, and worse than Gladio, who you can get for free easier than you can get Snow Sand. Cliff S1 doesn't do true damage. Oh, I wasn't aware of that, Raito. Thanks for letting me know. It's South the time. Welcome in, Gulping! Pull Spider. Okay, think of it this way. You might think, hey, South, pulling an infected spider and silencing them lets you deal with the infected spider super quickly. No, her silence is really brief. So most of the time, Snow Sand pulls an infected spider into your team. The silence expires, and then the spider blows up. So she is the worst puller and the worst silencer, and it's not close. Welcome in, Pistana! Yes, to celebrate day 100, we're doing a tier list. My first ever stream was a tier list, so we're celebrating that. What happens if I need to bring 5 pullers to a level? There is still no reason to bring Snow Sand. Replace Snow Sand with Texas. Why would you pull a spider with Snow Sand instead of using Lapland? Exactly. There is no reason to use Snow Sand. She is outrageously shit outside of her art. But we are talking pure gameplay. And also, if you want a silencer and you don't have Lapland, you can use J. Doesn't Rope have longer range? Yes, but Cliffheart has wider range, and that longer range... Keep in mind, for pulling, longer range is almost never relevant. A 5th tile is usually disadvantageous, because it means she targets further away enemies and won't pull them into the hole. Like, keep in mind, there are theoretically use cases for Rope. I'm just saying there are none for Snow Sand. That is why Snow Sand is below Rope. Just use Ulpi S1 as a puller. No. Now, okay. Here we go. We're up to the contentious and, by far, the most populist archetype. Executor Specialists. There are use cases for sure. Yes, that's why Snow Sand is below them. Snow Sand so far is the only specialist with fundamentally 0 use cases. Like, yes, there are insanely fringe ones, but Shaw and Rope are both directly better than her. These will be in order. Every single tier will be in order. I consider Enforcer better than Almond, for example. Put her in her own tier? No, these are ordered within there. I can't have 19 quintillion tiers. So, if we are talking Crown Slayer without her module, I'm actually going to give a bit of a hot take. Before her module, Crown Slayer is an above average 6-star. Not above average 6-star, an above average specialist. Her stun is relatively wide range, regularly applied, and pretty safe, while dealing respectable damage. I don't like it, but I'm being honest here. She would be slightly worse than Fita. Stat-wise, much like Gladia, she immensely benefits from her module. Like, think of it this way. Compare Crown Slayer without her module to Gladia without her module or another Abyssal Hunter. Crown Slayer is slightly worse, but it is not as close as a lot of people think it is. The real reason Crown Slayer felt so bad was she came out amongst some absolutely insane 6-stars, and she is the worst 6-star in the game up until she got her second module. Welcome in, Factory! Lovely to have you. Now, she carried my chapter 15. Yes, I am aware, unfortunately. Can you put just Ack in a new category called terrorist? Maybe. Also, welcome in, Plum. Lovely to have you. Now, with her module, as you can see, completely different tier list. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I could argue that without her module, her second module, she could maybe be in Who Cares. With her module, she's worse than Gladia as a standalone unit still, and Gladia has better synergies, but she's a relatively solid unit with a very good base skill. 35% XP production, similar to Fita. Will you be allowed to stream the Enfield CBT? I imagine so, but I don't know for sure yet. Best staller though? No, she's not the best staller even amongst specialists. As crazy as that might sound. Crown Slayer module is strong. I have not fully tested out Crown Slayer's module. To my knowledge, she is still worse than Gladia, because Gladia is fundamentally invincible. So, like, yes, she has better burst damage, but Executor Specialists are much more competitive. Their niche can be filled by Executor Specialists and a bunch of other burst characters. So while yes, she's relatively good and she might do better damage than Gladia standalone, Gladia's defensive niche is much rarer. It is basically just Gladia and Mountain and like Vulcan. How does one get permission to stream Rooster and Sphere Interrogation? We'll find out. Lurk, does this work? Thanks for coming by, Plum! Have a lovely day. Gladia's really good, and even when you don't need a bullet, yeah, exactly. Like, this might sound copium. B tier is pretty high. Cliffheart and Feeder are both pretty solid units. Gravel and Ready, different uses? Yes, they are. I will be don't worry, I will be going through all of them. Now, you might be thinking Gravel is really bad. And if you think that, the only reason is because you're a new player. Unfortunately, the game has left Gravel behind a little bit. Gravel used to genuinely be a fantastic, amazing unit. These days, unfortunately, she is not. Previously, we're talking day one, Gravel would be here. Modern day, unfortunately, she is who cares. If you like her, she is decently tanky. She has a good base skill, but there are way better characters for tanking enemy burst and stalling enemies. Oh, thank you very much, Factory. That's very sweet. That's very kind, man. You do not need to. Thank you. Gravel's also minimum 2 hits Gladi. Yes, she will always take 2 hits. But these days, we have units like Mudrock. You could easily deploy Mudrock. The niche has been kind of obsoleted. Yeah, I don't like to do this, but her niche has been decreased just by the way the game is designed. Way back when, the ability to just tank a hit and stall an enemy was insanely valuable. Like, you could stall Patriot with Gravel. Unfortunately, nowadays, like, you just kind of can't. Too many enemies hit too hard, and there are better stallers. So, much like Weedy, she's decreased in value as the game's lifespan has gone on because her niche is less unique. Oh shit, welcome in, Wookie! How are you going, man? Welcome in, lovely to have you. Let me actually make sure I spell your name correctly. I once accidentally raided the wrong person, and I've been worried about that since. How are you going, Raiders? Welcome in! I am a retired Specialist Knights player. I am currently ranking every specialist in the game. Fun fact, Snow Sant is the worst specialist in the game. Weedy is unbeatable in a niche, but you don't need pushing that often. Exactly. Weedy and Gravel have both been hit by just general game power creep. So, why is Wishadel a specialist? What are you all talking about? There's 3 rows of specialists left. Also, welcome in, Wookie! What are you up to, man? Lovely to have you. The hate is unreal. No, I like Gravel. I really do. But these days, there are much better tanks and betas. Like, we even have characters like Mlinar who just have Taunt. Most situations to use Gravel, it would be something like eating Faust's shots. Now we just have characters with invulnerability, characters with Taunt, characters with damage reduction, characters with shield. Haruka can make Ulpianus not take any damage. Because it stacks with Gladia. Oh, thank you very much for the hydrate. You do not need to give me money. Whoever did that, you didn't share it. You just made it happen. Nightingale comes with 2 Gravels. Yeah, in most... can't block, but yes. Gravel over time has just unfortunately lost some relevance. Arslayer does not need to deserve to be so close. To clarify, we are talking as a standalone character. If you're talking in a team, that. But Gladia is mainly useful for her support niche. As a standalone, she is slightly worse than Weedy. Noticeably worse than Weedy, slightly better than Crownslayer. They do similar-ish jobs of stalling. Gladia does it by tanking. Crownslayer does it by DPS and stuns. Gravel Cheap's cost makes her the best. Yes, but her entire niche has been kind of crept. And nowadays, it is better, like, you can use red to kill an enemy. Pushing and pulling is not the same thing. No, they are not the same thing. But Weedy is almost always better than Gladia. Almost. Even in situations where there's a hole you need a puller for, you can use Weedy's cannon. Crownslayer hate getting annoying. Oh, it's just a meme thing. Don't worry about it. One has a pussy module and the other has an all-penis. So true. Now, Kafka. I really like Kafka. Kafka, one of my favorite operators. If I'm being real, I hate to do it. I really hate to. So close to 20,000? Yeah. That's a problem for me tomorrow. So, as a Kafka fan, I have her maxed out. Her damage is pretty solid. Putting enemies to sleep and exploding them, pretty useful. However, most of Kafka's use case is the fact that her S2 sets enemies to sleep for a fixed duration. I have an E2 Kafka and I've never used it. Welcome in Karaya. Yeah, that's how it goes. So, the downside of Kafka is leveling Kafka makes her cost more DP. So for the overwhelming majority of players, E0 Kafka is better. Gonna go chill, I'm tired? No worries, Wookie! Thanks so much for the raid, have a great rest of your day. Please rest up, please rest up. Kafka feels clunky. Yeah, she is a bit. I will say, Kafka's extra DP cost for the extra damage she does is worth it, but most people who want to bust her out, they just want a 5-second stall on a character who's immune to stun. That's it. It's inconvenient. There's no real reason to use her, and most of those reasons to use her, you don't want her leveled. It just is what it is. Now, in another hot take, Kirin Ayato. You must be thinking, oh, South, Kirito's so game-breakingly strong. Hello, Mr. Streamer. Welcome in, darling! Kafka's one of the 2 reasons Sol Escort IS5 is the most stable clear. Yes, but, like, that's extremely fringe. Most players will... Like, there are some situations where Mudrock S1 is necessary, Marshu. That was necessary for a CC. That doesn't mean I'd encourage people to do it. A tier at most because you don't know how her S3 works. I know how her S3 works. I just don't like it. However, Kirito is an A tier. She is not an S tier. Is she better than Weedy? I would actually say no. Here's why. Kirin Ayato is the physical burst DPS version of an executor. Does she hit really hard? Absolutely. Is she an oh shit button? Absolutely. However, as the game goes on, she will get less and less relevant. It has already happened, because enemies' defenses will increase. She is very good in some situations at doing massive bursts of damage. Is she better than Weedy? Yes, I gotta be real. However, I would say she is not the best. No, she's not S tier. Because there is a directly better version of Kirin Ayato. Tip is gonna murder you? Why? Watching her S3 scythe through whole roads of dudes never gets old? Yes, it is very useful. But it is 1 burst of damage with a 15-second cooldown. And I will get to that very soon. I'll get to that very soon. A better version of her, I'm listening? Don't worry, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I wonder who it could be. It's clearly waifu. Phantom. Okay, so I adore Phantom. I really do love Phantom. I would even go so far as to say Phantom is drastically better than people make him out to be. His S2 is obscenely strong. He gets up to like 2,500 attack with max charges. It is ridiculous how useful Phantom can be. Unfortunately, he suffers from Gravel syndrome. To the point where Gravel is actually nowadays usually better than Phantom. Welcome in, Avalon. So, I really do not like this. But the content has left Phantom behind. If you want a physical damage nuke, you use Kirito. Kirito stole the overwhelming majority of Phantom's niche. If you want high uptime damage, you use Ascalon. And she does more damage than Phantom. It is tragic. I love Phantom. I love his design, gameplay-wise and visually. But even a lot of cases where I want a good burst damage, Project Red is better. Because he has been affected by stat creep and enemy defenses getting higher. I still want to try playing Phantom at least. Phantom is still really fun to use. He's still really fun to use. No one in C tier is bad. In fact, actually, let me make... Oh, sorry. Let me make one more tier. Ah, shit, I keep clicking the wrong button. Add a row below. Let me make one more tier to make this very, very clear. Actually bad. Okay, wait. Let's be real. That feels much better. That feels much better. Kafka is a case of she's not the best, but she's still not actively bad. She at least does something unique. Shore and Rope are discount versions, and Snow Sand is by far the worst. By far, not even close. Welcome in, Kazuki. Lovely to have you. How's your day going? Be real? Yes, I'm being real. Is it possible to read others' account ID? I need it for support. You can ask that in assistance, please, and people will add you. So, as much as I really love Phantom, and as much as he's better than people think he is usually worse than Gravel. Gravel still has use cases where she is tankier than anyone else. Phantom cannot out-tank Gravel with his S1, cannot out-stun Crownslayer or Texas with his S3, and usually cannot out-damage with his S2 because he competes with Red and Kirito. All of the fast redeploys used to have a super defined niche. Over time, everyone else has taken Phantoms. And it's tragic. He's by no means bad, but he's only good in a vacuum. Everything he does, someone else can do better. All I hear is slander. I love Phantom. I use Phantom all the time. He got tired of being compared to meta units, so he became one. So true. Now, Project Red. I am a little bit biased here. I think Project Red is slightly better than Gravel. Yes, she has a weird startup, but as a newer player, Project Red is the perfect panic button. Assuming you do not have She Who Shall Not Yet Be Named. We'll get to that later. Here is why Project Red is good, where Phantom and Gravel are not. As a new player, when you leak an enemy, you need a panic button who is very reliable. Gravel can tank and stall, but doesn't kill the enemy. Phantom can kill the enemy, but dies instantly. Project Red, you can either use her for a burst of AoE with her S2 wherever you want it that stuns for a few seconds, or you can use her S1 and she will usually kill the enemy. Phantom can kill fewer enemies than Red can. He can outdamage her, but he dies much faster. Red's dodge is genuinely pretty handy for a newer player, and she's cheaper to deploy, and she's less complex. Project Red is a very straightforward unit, who is the equivalent of Fita and Cliffheart for her archetype. If you want the basic good take on this archetype, Project Red is what you want. For a newer player, if they had everyone except the limiteds, Project Red would be the one I recommend for them. Not Crownslayer, even though I would consider her better. She is plain white bread of fast redeploys. Echoes my panic button, that's fair. Delete this entire tier list. Okay, what do you disagree with, Hero? My friend chose it with a 5-star selector when he started. Red helped him. Yes, plenty of people start with Project Red. Praminix is a bad option for a newer player, but Project Red, Liscam, and Silence are all great options for newer players. Any one of them is pretty fantastic. If this was closer to canon, Red would be above Crownslayer. Yes, but we're talking in-game. Now, you know him, you love him, it's my boy Therm X. Stalkers, do you ever just really want 30% fragile? Who could have guessed the original oh shit button, but the wolf comes out? Oh well. Yeah, no, Red is still really good today, even if she's been lightly power crept. Unlike Phantom, she's still easy enough to obtain and newer player friendly enough that she would still count. Now, all jokes aside, don't you dare... no, I love Praminix. Just for a newer player, Praminix is not a good option. Liscam, Silence, and Project Red are almost always better for newer players. That's all. Now, unfortunately, unfortunately, Therm X is not SSS tier. Unfortunately. However, he is genuinely, in my opinion, and this is my actual opinion, as a standalone operator, he is better than Gladia. He is slightly worse than Weedy, but he is actually legitimately better than Gladia. Gladia has an interesting niche. She is a super defensive, self-sufficient, sort of DPS tank. She's kind of a very cheap Nerl with better healing, but less block. Therm X, nobody in the game can do Therm X's job. 0 block, 30% fragile for 10 seconds is actually fantastic. It lets you burst down any enemy of your choice. Obviously, you only get to use him once a stage. For a newer player, you would not want to recommend Therm X. But, if you're choosing, I want Gladia as a lane holder, or Therm X for his utility, you would choose Therm X. You would only take Gladia over Thermex if you're buffing other Abyssal Hunters. 0 deploy cost is good. Exactly. 0 deployment cost, basically no DP cost. Doesn't block enemies, so can't even risk dying. He's super tanky, even ranged enemies usually won't kill him. He's actually fantastic. Thermex is the success case of the robots. This is what all of the robots should be. Oh, you have no lane holder? You don't need a lane holder if everyone's dead. But no, they fill in different niches. But Thermex, even in situations where you have Kirito, there are some situations you would want Thermex instead. He varies massively. For newer players, he is Kafka tier. So just to clarify, for newer players, he is Kafka tier. For veterans, he is amazing. There are still use cases where people will bust out Thermex from time to time. It's not common, but it happens. I would say people bust out Thermex more than they bust out Project Red or Weedy. It's just he's much worse earlier on, which is why he's been dragged down a little bit. Thermex is a great arts tank? Yeah. I've actually never seen Thermex die before he detonates. Legitimately. Now, you might be thinking, hey South, why did you put Kirin Yato as amazing instead of S tier? Does anyone need an explanation? Or is it self-explanatory? So to start off with, Texas is theoretically killable when you deploy her, unlike Yato, who is invincible. However, Texas deals arts damage, and has Res Shred, and has an AoE stun for 6 units that lasts 30 seconds! On a 15-second cooldown that hits aerial units! Kirito is raw damage with no counterplay. Texas is raw damage with amazing utility and the tiniest shred of counterplay. If you get Texas killed, that is on you. The number of use cases where Kirito is better than Texas for invulnerability and it's not a skill issue are incredibly minor. Even if Kirito and Texas did no damage, like there is an enemy just outright immune to damage, Texas would still be useful because of a really high uptime stun. It is absolutely absurd how overloaded Texas's kit is. Even her S2 is fantastic, as much as I jokingly shit on it. 30 seconds, yes. Texas S3 lasts 15 seconds, but because of her first talent, the first time she kills an enemy, she immediately reactivates her skill. So you can get up to 30 seconds of stun with 15-second cooldown. I'd argue they have different niches and are equally good. Kirito's niche is raw damage. Texas's niche is raw damage with a lot of stun. They are both very, very good units. In my opinion, Texas is more versatile. Kirito can only do damage. That's it. If you don't need to burst really quickly, you can still use Texas. You can't use Kirito. Kirito's niche isn't just damage. Yeah, it's also invulnerability. I am aware. Welcome in I. She has negative status immunity? Yes. If you're talking IS3 against the last knight, Kirito S2 for the win. Yes, she is immune to debuffs while her skills are active. And she has iframes. But realistically, in the overwhelming majority of situations, Texas's stun will be better. She does better AoE. Kirito can do more damage in a straight line, but that is more restrictive than having AoE. That's all I'm saying. Kirito is top of amazing. I'm just saying Texas is slightly better than Kirito. Good morning. Welcome in, Zwei. Lovely to have you. She has Go-Go Gadget Extendo arm range. Yes, but that requires thought. Texas does not. You deploy Texas and everyone is stunned and dies. Like, I really feel like people are underestimating how good a 30-second stun is. Oh, thank you very much, Talon. Why are so many people saying hi with random gift subs? Thank you, that's very sweet. Reminder, this guy cringes at Yato S3. I just don't think Yato S3 is fun game design because she's just completely invulnerable for the entire duration. That's all. I just don't personally use it because I don't think it's fun game design. I just don't find it fun. That's all. It's a really good skill. I love it in theory. I just think in practice, it's just not fun for me. That's all. Gravel's SSS plus, you're wrong as usual. She's been kind of power crept over the years, unfortunately. IS starter-wise, Kirin is used more. Yeah, of course. Of course Kirin's used more. Her S2 is better. For IS, absolutely. But, like, in terms of versatility, High-end IS, you want Kirito because you just want to do as much damage as quickly as possible. And you're already, like, god tier at the game. You won't make mistakes. Kirito is not really a panic button. Texas is. Kirito is just raw damage. But as a result, Kirito also competes with, like, Surta and Lina. I don't get why people say pair them together. Kirito does really, really quick damage in Fizz. Texas does consistent damage over time as arts while stunning enemies. If you take both of them, you can deploy Kirito, retreat Kirito, deploy Texas, retreat Texas, then deploy Kirito immediately again, because Texas will stall enemies until Kirito's back up. That's why people are saying they work well together. The two of them can duo a lot of stages. I can sleep? Sleep well! Thanks for coming! South is based, his list is correct? Hell yeah, brother. I might actually go for IS-3 just for the night ending with Yato. Yes, Yato is completely immune to his debuff until her skill expires. And then she immediately gets frozen. It's very goofy. Now, is waifu theoretically useful? I'ma be real. Not really. Why not just take Texas Ultra and DPS? Because repositioning. But that is more what I mean. That is the crux of my argument. Okay, whether you disagree, that's fine. Here is a summary of my argument. Texas is very much in the fast redeploy niche and only competes with fast redeploys. Kirito competes with actual DPSs in a lot of use cases. That is why Texas is slightly superior. She has more versatility and better AoE. Texas has a more useful range, a relatively good stun, and arts damage, which will never go out of style. Kirito is just a physical nuke, which means she does compete with characters like Rei, where if you really want to hit someone hard with fizz damage, there are sometimes better options where she's being competed with. She's less of a panic button and more of just a physical nuke. I see waifu in every IS-6 video to see and know something I don't. In IS-6, she's decent because her silence comes into play. I forgot, is waifu's thing silence? Yes. Waifu is a debuffer. She can either apply silence or decrease the enemy's attack. Unless you're playing Specialist Knights, there is no reason to touch her. She's pretty good for Specialist Knights. I use her relatively often. But she's not good outside of that. Kirin is a giant boss killer? Absolutely. Kirin can be a boss killer, but would you rather have Kirin Yato or Lina? Unless it's a big boss, Lina. That's the thing. Because she's in a boss killer niche rather than Texas, who's just more of a panic button, she ends up competing with a bunch of other DPSs. Waifu's terrible, but she's cute? No. And no. You remember correctly, Dave. So, waifu, I would actually say do not level her. As amazing as her base skill is, there is no reason to do so. Good base skill? Yes, but if we're ranking by base skills, that would be a different tier list. Ascalon. Anyone disagree with that? Does anybody disagree with that placement? It is ridiculously disgusting how good of a unit Ascalon is. I would actually go this far. I think Ascalon is stronger than Texas Ultra. Her worst skill is her S3. Where she becomes completely invulnerable and lane holds 5 lanes. It is disgusting. Ascalon's middle-of-the-road AFK skill is S1, where you set her down and then forget about the existence of that lane, because everything dies. And then her good skill applies a 90-something% slow with amazingly good DPS. One of the offhanded things about Ascalon people don't even think about is that every attack does 30 ticks of arts damage. We don't even notice because her DPS is so good that the damage over time is rarely relevant. But she has amazing damage over time on top of her already disgusting kit. The slow isn't also a slow, it stacks with other operators? Yes. It is a movement speed reduction, same as Mystima. It stacks differently. The literal definition of stall to a halt? Yeah, it's not even a stall, she just kills them. She's like Ethan? Yes, she's Ethan, but instead of bind, it is just slow and raw damage. So there are situations where the enemy's too tanky and Ethan is better, but overall, in most situations, Ethan stalls the enemy, Ascalon kills them. It's kinda disgusting. Mystima is the better slower? Yes, but not by much. Ascalon is outrageously good To the point where if I want a panic button, I will pick Texas. If I just want a specialist, I will almost always pick Ascalon. You just set her down, and that entire lane is dealt with. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to put it behind someone. You don't need to support her with a blocker. You just place her down by herself. And she's fine. Welcome in, Dicipta. Lovely to have you. Enemies can't move if they're dead. Exactly. Ascalon banner is the worst time. I know, right? They ran Ascalon right before Logos Wishadel. And they reran Ascalon before Eku Altar. What the fuck are they doing? Ascalon's so peak, she never leaves my team. Genuinely. Like, there are situations where I will go, oh, I probably don't want Texas Altar here and remove her. It is more common for me to remove Texas Altar than it is Ascalon. Welcome in, Marshu. Ascalon is just so outrageously convenient. Like, at most, she maybe needs a healer if there's a lot of ranged enemies and you want to AFK. She's just always good. Texas Altar, there are some stages she's not good, but there's very rarely a situation where Ascalon isn't good. Because, fun fact, Ascalon Slow works on flying enemies for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know why! It just does! What? Yeah, her module slow slows down flying enemies. So even on flying heavy stages, she's still good. That is the level of disgusting Ascalon is. It's not a bug, it's a feature. For real, for real. Yes, S2 on active too. Yeah, exactly. Because it's a movement speed reduction. It's everybody in range rather than every ground enemy in range. Now, Ethan. I really hate to do this. Ethan is to Ascalon what Kirito is to Texas. I really hate this. However, I would say Kirito is better than Ethan. It's not by much, but I would say she is. Once again, you don't need to stall the enemy if they're fucking dead. Still God tier? No. I am going for, this is the top 3 or 5 in the game. This is very stringent. This is top 3 to 5. In that situation, I would say Ethan gets cut. Because I am thinking about who the other upcoming ones are. Savior of old hit meta count? Yes, he was, absolutely. Up until Ascalon came out, he was very definitively S tier. He was there. Now Ascalon has stolen enough of his use case, he's slightly worse. Have you ever built House of Pain in RA? Oh yeah, Reclamation Algorithm, he's still S tier. Reclamation Algorithm, he is still... RA, he's there. Gonna sleep? No worries, thanks for coming, Sad. Sleep well, man. Oh, you mean Swire? No, Swire Alta does have niches, but she's not super amazing. Still premium permabinder for Quilon? Yes. But for general content, which is the majority of the game, Ascalon has power crept Ethan. Ethan still has his uses, he's still a god tier unit, especially for a 4-star. But for most content, Ascalon is better. That's all. Carrara. What in the actual fuck were they thinking? You know what? I'm gonna go one further. Carrara is actively fucking bad. She's terrible. RA unit tier list? That could be fun. Maybe after my RA guide. So, Kirara has negative taunt, meaning she's unlikely to be attacked by enemies. And her entire kit is based around self-heal. Her entire kit is based around healing herself. She doesn't fucking take damage. She's a 0 block with anti-taunt. And even in situations where she takes damage, you want to know what's better? Deploying Ascalon, who can out-heal Carrara or just kill them. After my RA guide, we're never getting the tier list. I'm going to do the RA guide over December if I can take the time off. Which might not happen because my co-worker's quitting. But no. Carrara is the only bad ambusher. Even before Ascalon did her job directly better, there was still functionally no reason to use her. She is a defense-oriented unit with 0 block. That's quite a contradiction. Absolutely. It is, it's very silly. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like how Eunectis has bad multipliers and high base attack, meaning she can never charge her skill because she just kills enemies with her normal attack. Her module made her worse? I know, it's hilarious. Now, on to the rest of them. Manticore. As a standalone unit, Manticore's fantastic. Unfortunately, most of her use case was taken by Ascalon. She has 100% uptime slow, and you slow the enemy by 70% or 60%, I forget which. It's pretty good. Her S1 is phenomenal. But Ascalon does more damage, and Ethan can outstall her. So while she's a good standalone unit, definitely better than Cliffheart, Feta, and Red, that is only if you don't have the above two. If you do, she's kind of just power crept. It is what it is. I wonder if she's meant to have zero support in the corner of the map somewhere, Carrara. Even in those situations, she's not good. I see Ack coming up, someone bribe. No, reconsider. Power creep, yeah. Manticore used to be A tier, but now she is B tier. Before Ascalon, she was A tier because Ethan could outstall her with Bind, but Manticore did more damage and had guaranteed stall rather than RNG. Plus, Manticore had burst damage with the rest too. These days, much like Gravel, she's just gone down the tier list over time. I hate how HG have gutted stunned forever. How do you think I am as a Silence fan? Ascalon is movement reduction. Yes. Movement reduction is a strictly better version of slow in almost every single situation. So Ascalon is better than Manticore. Even though Manticore has 100% uptime, Ascalon's uptime is so ridiculously good and her damage is so much better. Mizuki. If we were talking Mizuki from like 3 weeks ago, this is where he would be. Mizuki is just... The reason people like Super thought Ascalon was bad was they looked at Mizuki. The only reason this archetype worked is the unique niche CC that Manticore and Ethan offered. Mizuki did not offer any of those. And it was very tragic, because we all wanted to love him. His S1 damage was not even good. I have had Mizuki M3 S1 for a long time. Even before Ascalon came out, his S1 damage was simply not good. However, with his new IS module, he is directly better than Ascalon. It is disgusting how good his IS module is. Whoever they let cook that up, hire them, bring them back to the stove. Holy shit, it is so outstandingly amazing. This is basically an infinite stun on any unit. His S1's crazy. His S1 was always kind of bad. As much as I love it, as much as I used it from time to time, it was always kind of bad. Nowadays, all of his skills are phenomenal. This is what Mizuki should have been. He pulls every enemy to himself every time he attacks, and has a whole bunch of stat buffs. If you have Mizuki leveled, get his IS module. It is slightly worse than Arkedo's, which should tell you how ridiculously good it is. Arkedo's makes every offensive operator just better, just flatly. Outright good. It makes Steward compete with decent casters. That's how good Arkedo's is. And Mizuki's is only a tiny bit worse than that. The pulling one? Yes. All of his attacks now pull enemies towards him, which means you can just outright stall everybody. Same person who made Mizuki and Arkedo recently did Gnosis. You'll see when it drops. I'm very keen. Because I was very worried what the fuck they were going to do with Gnosis' module and how they would buff him. But no, Mizuki's IS module is so outstandingly, ridiculously good. He is better than Texas Ulta and Ascalon in high-end content. What's the specialist of the day? Kazumaru. We'll get to her. Now, Ack. And here is where things get spicy. So, this is an objective tier list. Which means I need to be objective. Ack, as a standalone unit,
Please check.
is better than Gladia. I don't like it! I haven't leveled mine! I haven't leveled mine! No, I'm not a furry! Ak is dog shit, Monster stole his attack speed niche and killed him. Yes, but Sten, there's one thing you're not considering. He has Monster's attack speed niche, and Crusalter's stun, and very good damage. So, before Monster came out, Ak was actually up here. And I really am not a big fan of it. But he is genuinely a really good unit. He's actually just super strong. Thankfully, he's been knocked down a peg. Ak is unironically very good, just overshadowed. Yeah, he's unironically a really great character. He's just since been power crept a bit. This tier list is Gladius stand-up. We're talking as standalone units. Gladia, as a standalone unit, is just a very tanky 2-block, which isn't super ideal. The Monster came out, yeah, HRT sure is amazing. But no. In addition, Ak's S3 is just goofy and funny. So I don't like this. Unfortunately, Ak is very good. You want to know an example of why Ak is very good? People call Echo the strongest. I don't understand how. I maxed out and all I see is she deletes all of her ammo on the simplest foes and never saves them till the tank Eldritch Horror. Use her S2, look at how quickly she shoots enemies, and then realize you can time when that happens, and then she just murders anything. So apologies matters. I can't really showcase it, but I would agree that Echo is one of the best. Now, here is an example of why Ak is a good unit. Exusier is just Ak with slightly better modifiers. It's really not by much. Exusier is just a modernized version of Ak. Yeah, look, I am understating it. Welcome in, Rosen! Yes, Marshu, I know I'm understating it. Exusier has a lot of beneficial niches rather than Ak's negative niches, but stat-wise, they're relatively similar. They're slightly similar. Let's pair Echo and Ak together and see who dies first. It would be Ak. Understatement of the century? No. I'm talking about raw stats, not really including skills. Like, stat-wise, they're relatively similar. Exusier just has a more modernized kit, and unlike Ak, who has negative shit on all of his skills, Exusier has positive support skills. That's the term I'm going for. Raw stat, yeah. Raw stats, the only difference between Exia and Ak is that Ak has negative buffs and worse multipliers on his skills. That's it. That is why Ak is such a ridiculous character. Think about how god tier Exia is. Fundamentally, their kits are much more similar than you'd expect if you actually look at them. Why is the first thing I hear Ak isn't bad? Because I'm being objective, unfortunately. Now, getting to explaining Exusier. Here is a good way of summoning up Eku Alta. The only thing balancing Ak was he could kill your DPS and then himself. Yeah, that shit was so funny. Here is a way of summarizing... No. Here is a way of summarizing Eku Alta. Exusier's bad skill is her third skill. Eku Alta S3 is normal Exusier S3, but you get to redeploy Surta, and she has 50% extra attack. Which, by the way, lets her compete with Ray for single target damage. It is so fucking stupid. That is her bad skill. That's the bad skill, mind you. Yeah, just to reemphasize, this is her bad skill. This is the one that people go, you know, it's probably not worth doing masteries because her other skills are better. She is Exusier with double stats who redeploys a different operator and fully heals herself every time she attacks. What in the actual fuck were they thinking? Her good skill is she makes herself and one other random character completely immortal for 15 seconds and insta-kills everything in range. Because that's fundamentally what it does. Barrier, yeah, it's like a 7,000 HP barrier. You can tank a Patriot Spear with it, and you barely notice it hit you. Eku S2 can out DPS Wishadel while also buffing ammo skills. Yes. Eku S2 is so ridiculously good This is like an extreme version of Surta. Surta's S1 and S2 are both good skills, but her S3 is ridiculously amazing. So, Eku's bad skills are better than Surta's good skill. Combo Echo Ultra and Mr. Nothing, why would you do that to yourself? Insta-kill is a stretch, her DPS is limited by ammo. Yeah, but she unloads her entire clip over the course of like 3 seconds if an enemy's tanky enough to take it. And it is like 2 entire raised skill cycles worth of damage. It is like fully buffed, module level 3, skill level 10, level 90 Ray, doing 2 full entire skill cycles onto whatever you're fighting. Eku does that in 3 seconds with no real cooldown. Eku S2 does line art damage and charges twice as fast. No, worse, it actually does more than line art damage. S2 barrier can tank CM elusive Merc. Yeah, without any buffs. It's crazy. I can't believe deploy Surta twice is a slander. Yeah! When Eku was announced, we all thought, oh sweet, you get to deploy Surta twice. Her S2 is so insanely good that people don't even use that. Think about that. Eku S2 is so insane, people don't use Heli Drop Mliner. Heli Drop Surta. It is worse than just using her S2 in most situations. That is how obscene Eku is. So she is absolutely the best specialist in the game. She is either the best or second best unit in the game, only competing with Wishadel. Hashiguma Alta changes that a bit. What, DPS-wise? I wouldn't be surprised. Heli drop Vina? Exactly. You can redeploy your Vina and have her do no damage twice. Anyway, now. Spuria. If we were talking Spuria prior to Eku's release, where they changed how the archetype geek works, and made it so that, like Fiametta, they cannot kill themselves. Here is where Spuria would be. Spuria's quote-unquote buff is on average a 20% DPS increase, and if you get unlucky, a permanent self-stun that decreases your DPS by 50%. She is the only geek incapable of healing herself. Spuria versus Croissant, who's worse? Spuria. It is ridiculous. I can't... The duality of man, of designing Exia and Spuria. Now, with her new module, Spuria goes up to here. Because at least she doesn't kill herself, and her damage is still at least, like, passable. Her damage is, like, vaguely acceptable. You know what? Even that feels too high. I'm gonna put her there. She is still actually bad. She's just better than she was. Because she no longer kills herself. But no. On Spuria, you are gambling at a decrease of your team-wide DPS. Also back and surprised at Axe placement. Stat-wise, Ak and Exia are very similar. Exia just has more modernized skills. I'm trying to be objective as much as I don't like him. Spuria's undervalued. She'll be meta in 2026, mark my words. Consider them marked. So, yeah, unfortunately, Spuria is kind of dog shit. It is what it is. Now, Figurino. Now we're on to something very interesting. Doll Keepers. I do not think there is a single bad Doll Keeper in the game. I don't think any of them are bad. However, Figurino is very literally a reverse Vanguard. For him to be good, you need to be willing... Oh, sorry, this is merchants, not Doll Keepers. I misspoke. This is merchants, not Doll Keepers. Sorry. That is much later. So, Figurino is, in theory, really good. But to use his good skill, he takes 25 DP. In addition to his usual DP drain. Which, unfortunately, is enough of an inconvenience that it is genuinely better to use J. Even though Figurino has very strong stalling and better stats, and his S1 is pretty solid. Usually speaking, Jay will outperform him. Holy scammer unit, holy shit, exactly. It's very, very goofy. Have you considered how well dressed he is? Yes, I have. Absolute robbery, it is. His S1's pretty decent. What I will say, Jay is not that much better. They're actually very competitive. Very, very competitive. Jay is unfortunately a who cares. In every limited banner, there's almost always a scam welfare. Yeah, welfares usually are a scam. Because they accidentally made welfares too powerful, and then they had to stop that. Now, as much as people love Jay... No, I'm not dissing on Jay. I'm not dissing on Jay. Hear me out. So, if you're playing IS5, where 4 stars are free, Jay is here. If you're talking year 1 of the game, Jay is here. But we're not talking year 1 of the game. Hello, South, how goes? Welcome in, Fracta! Lovely to have you. So, we are not talking beginning of the game. Better options have come out. Jay's stats do not hold up to modern day content. There are better fast redeploys, there are better merchants. As a result, while he is the bread and butter character, roughly equivalent to Cliffheart and Feta, unlike those two, he no longer holds up in his niche, and everyone else outperforms him in at least some situations. So realistically speaking, the only reason to use Jay is if you're doing IS5. If you're doing IS5, he would probably still be up here, but in the terms of the game overall, I'd still say he's better than Armand and Enforcer, actually. sorry, let's put him there, Crownslayer's higher than Red? Yeah, I don't like it, man. I think Mizuki's a bit too high, I'm saying it with love. He's only there because of IS. Yes, he's only there because of IS. But Mizuki is here. If this is an IS tier list, Mizuki is above Eku Alta. Mizuki replaces your need for blockers. Just as a whole. And DPS units. Think about that. He should be knocked down a bit? Probably. When we're up to the top 5, I'll probably knock him down. I'm just letting him have his moment of glory. Realistically, he's probably more like an A tier, because he's only good in IS. Who do you think is better? Kirana Yato and Texas the Omatosa as a single entry, or Exuzie? I would actually say Texas. Texas and Kirito are better together than Exuzie is by herself. If Mizuki's only up there because of IS, Jay deserves it too? No. In IS, you take Jay because it's free and eventually replace him. In IS, you take Mizuki and then you skip guard and defender tags because you don't need them anymore. It is kind of disgusting. In most cases, you'll choose Ascalon. Yeah, I will rebalance Mizuki specifically because he's just up there for IS. I'm just letting him have his moment of glory. Where's my rock girl? Don't worry. We'll get to her. Now, Lee. I'm sorry, Lee fans. I'm sorry to tell you this. There is a total of 1 event ever that Lee has been good. That's it. He is just like slightly better Jay. It feels really bad, but this really does feel like the appropriate placement of him. Yes, his S3 can be a really fun stall, but if you're not playing Specialist Knights, you know what's a better stall? A blocker. You know what's a better stall in Specialist Knights? Ascalon and Weedy, who just kill them. He's fine in IS3 ending 2. Yes, if you can use him for his ignoring debuffs, he's okay. But, like, he's just a more fancy, stat-sticked up version of Jay. He's very solidly in the who cares. I would say he is worse than Phantom. Ebby will not like this. Ebby doesn't know who I am. I asked a while ago to make that entry and add that in. It would have been real helpful before I fumbled, thinking, okay, it was only good if I, only to learn I have all operators to replace this. I can't replace. No, Eku Alta is by far the best specialist in the game. She is only beaten in terms of gameplay by Wishadel or Inez. Those are the only people who compete with her. It just takes a little bit of learning when to use her S2. You activate her S2 with someone in range for her to steal the attack speed, and she'll burst down and basically insta-kill anyone in her range. That is why she's super useful. Also, welcome in, Wise Girl. I heard he's used in Vita Victoria's event X stage. Yeah, by psychopaths. It's really tragic. It's really tragic. I like Lee, but he's just not good. Fun fact is, Lee, that he is taunt, making him making him usable in IS4 ending 1. Oh, I did not know that. Put a blocker in XE range? Yeah, even someone like Gravel, just anyone. She needs to steal the attack speed. That's what makes her super good. Without that, she's okay, but you need someone in her range for her to steal attack speed from with the rest too. Dragodi is a contender. I'm talking only about Ian. Only Ian. I haven't played with the Cian characters myself, so I can't weigh in. She's super useful, but I have so much damage dealers, it doesn't matter. Matters. Here is an example of how ridiculous Exusier is. All of us have the same damage dealers as you, and we still went, wow, Exia power crept our existing damage dealers. South, please go faster. I have to go in 30 minutes. I probably won't make it in 30 minutes, but I'll try. I'll try, Angel. Now, Mr. Nothing. He's just... You know what? Let's actually be real here. Is he better than Spurrier? Yes. Is he better than by much? No. He's just so useless. He's just so utterly useless. Okay, Angel, worst case, when we're down to 5 minutes left or 10 minutes left or whatever, let me know and I'll play Thorns of Heaven already. Support a tier list next stream. If people like this, I'll absolutely do tier lists of all of them. If people are enjoying this, I'll absolutely do so. Doesn't Eku Ultra do more damage with S2, SL7 than S3, M3? Probably. I haven't tested that. Okay, so, Mr. Nothing is just outright worse than Jay. Like, in every way. It's kinda crazy. I'm loving this. Glad to hear. Let's discuss Thorns now and let this person sleep. Oh, they just said they needed to leave, not that they needed to sleep. But fine, okay, we can do Thorns Altar now. Wait, all I need to do is give $52 to force the Hung fanfiction? Yes. Alright, I'm south, move on. Fine, I'll do Thorns now so I can slow down. If you have RNG on your kit, you're bad? Yeah, pretty much. Mr. Nothing, even if you want to use him, you can just get completely cocked out of like half of his kit. Welcome in, Koyuki. Wise wish at the bottom. What are you talking about? We're this close? Yes. We're close enough that I will have to... No, I'm not e-begging. Fuck you. So, we'll do Thorns now. Now. Where's Freddy Fazbear? S tier. SS tier. Is Thorns good? Yes. He is definitely... I'm not placing him here. I'm just hovering him here. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Is Thorns good? Yes. However... Fuck me, didn't even say hi. Welcome in, City! Sorry, I didn't realize. No, I'm not ranking him yet, Angel. I'm just placing him there while I talk about him. That's what I do. I place him in the C rank while I talk about them. Thorns has some incredibly strong niches and is mainly held back by how inconvenient his kit is. He is an amazing unit. I would say he is about there. That is where I believe Thorns is. He is a fantastic unit, absolutely top tier specialist, but while in theory, he can compete with all of the other top tier specialists, in practice, he is drastically harder to use for similar output. So while he is comparable to all of them, and could go here once you're used to him, he is so much harder to use and requires so much more attention. That is the only thing holding him back. He is stronger than Weedy, he's stronger than Thermax, he's right up there with Ethan, but Ethan is set and forget. Thorns requires a lot of practice and micromanagement to figure out how his kit works. His S3 requires brain power? Exactly. You need to practice with Thorns, anyone else, you just set them down. Agreed, he's good but not easy. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't like to use Thorns, he's too complex for me. I stopped seeing people use Lobster. It's the same reason as Ling. Ling is an amazing specialist supporter and no one uses her. Because she's a summoner. It takes so much brain power. That is why, while he is arguably SSS tier in terms of performance, I've put him below Ethan because every single other one of these are just easier to use for similar performance. Immortal Blue Box? Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, okay, now that Angel's out of here, let's move him to... Guys, can you believe I need to think in my game? I still use Lin? No, Ling. Ling, the Sway sibling, the dragon lady. Ethan, Tide, and Thorns? Yeah. So anyway, now that Angel's out of here, let's put Thorns where he actually goes. Can you believe this shit? Hello, South. Welcome in, Hooray! I like his S2 and it's fun, but S3 is where I'm like, I'm using my brain too much. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's just inconvenient. Don't you dare. I'm joking. The thing is, Ling is a team by herself. Yes, but she's inconvenient. It is less convenient to take Ling and a Vanguard than it is to just take a full-on team. I'm crying seeing how vastly weak the entirety of specialists are, seeing a handful of strong ops than a near-permanent stun button, Ethan. No, Matters, this is... as much as I don't like it, Ethan is ridiculously good. Everyone from B tier and above is genuinely useful. There are still moments where a veteran player, Project Red is their best option. It's not common, but it happens. Anyone B tier or above is a very solid unit, who if you don't have every character in the game and you have one of these, you should just consider leveling them. Doesn't matter how long you've been in the game. Anyone B tier and above, consider leveling them if you have them. It just depends what we are willing to invest and what you already have. Yes, my Project Red is peak. Yeah, I love Project Red. She's really good. She's really versatile, and she's just a baseline for the entire archetype. I know, I am joking, Angel. You know the Shield Guard's Thorns can heal him. Yes, he can heal anything, including the blue box with Praminix Alter on CN. If Ling is your first 6-star, she's the best character you could possibly have. I would disagree. She's got too high of a barrier to entry for new players. Anyone C tier is still usable? Yes. C tier is these characters have use cases, but they're not the best. South, what's up, Kai? So C tier is like these characters are still really usable, but not the best. You can make them work if you want to. B tier is this is a positive addition to your team if you level them. Swire would bribe you to put her on top tier. Swire is not top tier. Thanks for coming, Rex. Have a great rest of your day, man. You don't even need masteries? No, you don't. Is this just Gladia? Just Gladia. Obviously, if Gladia is Abyssal Hunters, she is better than Exusier Alter. As a standalone unit, Gladia is a defensive-oriented 2-block. She's really tanky, and she has some decent AoE, but she's quite awkward to use as an actual puller. It's inconvenient to get her to pull enemies off a cliff, and because she only has 2 block, she is in some ways worse than most defenders. This is as standalone operators. Thermex is the only exception of that, because his entire kit is based around support. Like, Gladia has support on her kit, but her kit is not only support. Thermex is just support. That's why he's so high, and that's why he's above Gladia. Obviously, with Abyssal Hunters, Gladia goes massively up there, even if you're just running Ulpianus. I forgot I saw Thorns heal the Shield Guard in IS-5. Yeah, he's kind of crazy. Alrighty, now let's get back to Swire Alter. Swire Alter is massively better than people give her credit for. Swire Alter is a fantastic unit. Her bad skills are S1, which let her infinitely face tank Tallulah. Infinitely. By herself. No assistance. And her S3, where she just hits twice. It is a plus 100% attack it doubles her DPS permanently. And it has a push if you want it. Unfortunately, while her S2 and all of her skills are fun, she is massively held back by being a lane holder with 1 block. I would say she is roughly on par with Gladia and Crown Slayer, and which of those you put first depends on your personal preference, but she is definitely worse than Ak, as much as I prefer her to Ak. Gameplay-wise, I much prefer her to Ak. Ak is the better character. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Swire Alter is niche, but her niche is really funny. Yeah, she's mainly really fun to play around with, but you really notice the 1 block. It is a very major drawback. I could see the argument for her to be low A tier, but that is stretching it. That's stretching it. She's a specialist. She specializes in being rich. So true. I can't believe you don't trust farm 1-7 at the Lord of 25. I'm doing nothing but trust farming 1-7. I have to get 500 tier 4 rocks before I can level characters. Do you love champagne? I do. Yeah, it's funny. It's such a funny skill. Worse than Ak? They're very close. They're very close. Ak is a ranged unit, Swire is a melee. What I will say, if this was a fun tier list, Swire would be there. All 3 of Swire Alter skills are really fun to play around with. They really are. They really are. They're all so goofy, and her passive where she can revive herself, it's very fun. But meta-wise, usually Ak is better for your team. I would actually say Gladia is also better. I'm not sure about Crown Slayer. I would say she's more in terms of Crown Slayer. She's definitely better than Manticore. I'm not sure where she would sit. I think Crown Slayer with her module is better. Dorothy. Dorothy is another case like Gravel. If you went back 2 years, Dorothy would be here. Not even close. Thorn's Alta S2 is also amazing with the big waves of enemies. Oh, absolutely. It's just still complex. If you go back 2 years, Dorothy is here. And this is not even for her traps, which are god tier. Dorothy's traps are amazing. Her default attack speed is absurdly high. She arguably power creeps Exousier original form by just having insanely quick attacks that hit super hard. Unfortunately, over the years, really good specialists have come out. I would say she is more around Ethan level. I would not say she's quite as good at Kirito. She's slightly decreased on the tier through the years. Especially because Ella stole some of her shit, and there are just more units with binds. Like, Inez is better bind than Dorothy sometimes. Chobai exists. It's just like, over the years, some of her ridiculous breadth of niches have been taken, but she is way better than people think she is. Especially because you see Ella a lot in high-end content for the Fragile and not really Dorothy. Dorothy's stall is absurd and her damage is ridiculous. Dorothy IS4 is a mega funny. It is. Moo clone. Dorothy is not a Moo clone. Why is Gravel so low? You can't even imagine how times she saves my runs. Because over the years, there are no more use cases for Gravel. Up to Chapter 8, there are plenty of use cases for Gravel, but every year there are fewer new use cases and characters power creep what she does. That's all. Look, thanks for coming, Jolie. Sleep well. Dark Lord hunting Dorothy? Yeah, exactly. No, I love Gravel. I really do. But over the years, her niche has just become less useful. Year 1, she would have been arguably bottom A tier or at least top of B tier. She definitely would have been better than Ak Year 1, but she's just lost use cases over the years. I love putting a marksman on a melee tile. Yeah, it's just thorns. She also gets stronger the more traps she sets. Yes, she rapidly scales out of control. She's really, really good and very, very fun to play with. So, like, keep in mind, this is... Dorothy has gone down on the tier list. I feel bad that she's not an S tier. That is how good Dorothy is. She is definitely above Ethan. Potentially above Kirito, but I think Kirito's damage is just slightly too high to make up for the versatility. I love Terraria. I do too. I really need to do a Terraria stream at some stage. Tanking a nuke for another operator or baiting mechanics is always a relevant niche. Exactly, exactly. Now, Ella. I don't like to do it. I don't like to do it. Oh, I mean, she's good with Mumu. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Ella is exactly what Launch Dorothy was. And the problem with this is for Ella to be this high, you need her max invested. She needs to be incredibly high level with a full module and masteries. And you need to pay attention. Unlike Dorothy, who is set and forget. Why is 12F here? Oh, I just, this tier list technically has every operator in the game. I just took all of the specialists. So everyone is here in alphabetical order. I just took all of the specialists. That's all, that's all. And no, don't bribe your favorite characters. This is specialist only. Thanks for coming, Pistania! Have a lovely day. See you soon. Ella's like a pseudo Lord Guard. Yeah, she's just so insanely strong. South 6 months ago doesn't even know what Ella Module does. Oh, no. I still don't know what Ella Module does. I haven't practiced her a lot. But I've practiced her a little bit, and you notice the difference. I get the feel of the character, I just couldn't explain it. She's one of my lesser used specialists, just because I haven't gotten around to leveling her yet. I still haven't finished her module. But, like, her module is really important. Without her module, she feels very bad. With her module, she just kills everything. She applies stupidly high, very consistent, fragile, and does really good burst damage. She is just... Dorothy still has more versatility, but Ella is just raw DPS, and it's a team-wide DPS buff because it's fragile. She's very, very convenient. How much to bribe you to put 12F in SSS? Since he is a caster, 1 sub. However, that is just for 12F. If people start doing it more, it will go up in price. We can't have the tier list be too fucked with non-specialists. Ella S2 helps when you need splash damage or sun mines? Yes. Dorothy is still usually better for CC, but Ella can also do it, and her damage is much, much better. I forgot GG is also a thing. Sorry. No, you're fine. What is a gray rank? Oh, this is just specialists. This just says they're specialists. So this was just me grabbing all of the specialists and arranging them in order. Now, Frost. I don't like to do this. She's right between Jay and Lee. She is functionally okay, but why the... Actually, no. Right. Do not level Frost. Right. My bad. Robin is a welfare. Robin is drastically better than Frost in every situation. Don't level her. Stat-wise, she could kind of be in middle of the C rank, but because Robin exists, she is not. Ella definitely is amazing. It's fun to use. Yeah, she's just... Unfortunately, she's just so much better than Dorothy, despite Dorothy's wider variety of things you can do. Speaking of Robin, Robin used to be an A tier. Unfortunately, she got bumped down an entire tier by Dorothy and just less drones. She's now roughly on par with Squire. When you have low defense enemies, Robin and Dorothy's normal DPS is absurd, and Robin's stall is pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately, these days, most enemies have at least like 300-400 defense, so she doesn't do much, but she's still a really, really good character, especially as a welfare, especially given how old she was. Robin has stealth? No, she does not have stealth. Trapmaster's rival ambushes, I plan to max them all. They are very fun. What if I bribe Thorns higher? You're welcome to do so, but we'll finish the objective correct list before bribes. So if if you want to bribe, you can, but we're at least getting the correct tier list done. Ella has kill shit dead. Exactly. Dorothy has CC. Frost seems cool, but relies too much on her traps. Exactly. All the others just have such good standalone DPS and then also good traps. Okay. Now, Wolfenite. She's okay. She's not as bad as Frost, comparative to the rest of our archetype. And everyone in this archetype is good. But Wolfenite, like... At this stage, you already have a Trapmaster leveled. Why do you care about Wolfenite? Even if she's better than Frost, she's worse than Robin, and you already have other Trapmasters. So, it's just... It is what it is. Reclamation algorithm map hack? Yeah, but you can... there are still, like, fringe use cases for Wolfenite. That's why she's better than Frost. She is carried by my desire. Look, people just like Wolfenite because she's hot, okay? She's a little better than Frost, a little worse than Robin, that's all. Can't Wolfenite be an actual nuke? Yes, because you can manually detonate her S2. So you can control when they go off, which is unique. That's why I'm saying it's better, but unless you're really grinding out the archetype, most people don't want Wolfenite. Wolfenite is a step back for most people, even though she has a more fun kit if you're willing to dedicate time to it. Wolf is for niche players? Exactly. She's very waifu looking. Yeah, she's thick as hell. Now, Bina. Did you know Bina was the first doll keeper? Manual minds for both, but you're building a plan around her. Yeah, exactly. Wolfenite, you need to plan around. She's not convenient. Great personality. Yeah, her massive, massive personalities. So, as much as I love Bina, unfortunately, she has been power crept. However, she's not been power crept that much. You want to know what's really fucked up? Thank you very much, Go. Okay. Let me add 12F to the bottom of the tier list. Got you. That's very kind. Thank you. Okay, so here is the fucked up thing about the entire archetype of doll keepers. Bina is still really good. She's so fucking strong. I do not know what they were cooking. Much like Sky Rangers and Caper loop shooters, the entire archetype is just inherently amazing. It turns out not dying is a useful class ability. It's not even that. She has good range, 0 block arts damage when she dies. She's so convenient. How good? The only reason I don't recommend Bina is Kazamaru and Spelter exist. However, she's still a fantastic lane holder, especially early on, and also, like, power crept part of Gravel. If you want to bait a ranged unit, usually you want any Doll Keeper. Bina's amazing for that. She's got good range arts damage. She's really strong. The entire archetype is crazy. Next up, we actually have... oh, hi. Welcome in, Shadow. Next up, we have Iana. Now, I love Iana's art. Iana is worse than Bina. Iana is top tier C tier. Don't get me wrong. She's still a doll keeper. But Iana's kit, while it's really cool in theory, in practice, it's inconvenient. I'm sorry I'm in the hospital. No worries, Shadow. I hope everything's all good, man. There's no need to stress about that. People build Kazumara. Exactly. That's the reason Bean is solo. Kazumara is amazing. No, I hope everything's all good, Shadow. You undervalue the Invis reveal because you always bring Inez? No. Most situations, you don't need Invis reveal because you can just have a blocker. It's not even Invis. It's not, like, most of the time, Invis isn't relevant. When it is, you want to bring Silver Ash or Inez. It's mainly a case of her kit is just inconvenient. You need her to get hit, whereupon she enters her Dollkeeper form, which also makes her more fragile than most of the Dollkeepers. She's still a Dollkeeper. She's still fantastic. She is great damage. She is really interesting utility. But for the Dollkeepers, she's definitely the worst of the 5 stars. Even if she has, like, higher highs, her average is a lot lower. What if the Invis enemy has 3,000 attack? If they don't have range, it doesn't matter. Iana was good for CC Beta? Yeah, she's still good. She's still good. She's still interesting niches. I recognize how good Dollkeepers are after using Kazamaru in the auto chest. Yeah, she's insane. Iana's wonky. Exactly. Even in a perfect situation, Iana's inconvenient. Her niche is stronger even if her Dollkeeping isn't good. Yeah. Iana's highs are higher, but she's just less convenient to use. And really, Dollkeepers are all about convenience. Kazamaru, I would actually say is there. If I'm going to be real, I think Kazamaru is about on par with Thermex. People really sleep on Kazamaru because Spectre Alta came out. Kazamaru is insanely good. It's actually kind of disgusting. She just has such amazing DPS potential. Have my Kazamaru maxed? Yeah, she's fantastic. That's crazy. No, I stand by this. Kazamaru has all of the benefits of Bina, but you get her doll form on the field before she's in doll form. So you have 2 Kazamarus, and then if she dies, you go down to just 1. So you just get 2 units for the price of 1 with her S2. It's really good damage. It can be inconvenient to target it correctly. It can sometimes go on wonky tiles, but it's just really, really fun. Wishdell's the best shaper. So true, so true. Sacrifice my latency for the list turned up to 1080p. All I see is everyone's colors look so bland. No, that's fair. Kazamaru doll hits air? Yes, it does, Bagger. How do we go from 19948 to 1... Oh, sorry, that's supposed to be a 5. I changed the wrong one. No, thank you for reminding me. Sorry, I'm not trying to scam everybody. I just sometimes change the wrong numbers. I highlighted the wrong one and changed it. Thank you. I typed 3-3 instead of 5-3. That's all. Scammed again? No, this is never intentional. Please let me know anytime I do that. I'm so sorry. Thank you for catching that. But yes, so Kazamaru hits air. Really great nuke potential. Very, very reliable arts DPS. She is more useful in most situations than Ak and Gladia. And I would say more useful than Thermex just because she's a functionally invulnerable blocker who does really good arts damage. And like her off cycle is being a 0 block arts damage. It's pretty solid. She also has burst. No, I'm not trying to delay. Apologies. I very much apologize. That was not intentional. It never is. Kazamaru was insane until Texas showed up. Yeah. Like, Kazamaru had to be power crept by Texas and Spectre Alta. And she's still good. How does a katana hit drones? She just does. I love being scammed. I play gachas for real, for real. I'm giving you the gacha experience. Now, speaking of amazing, I am incredibly biased. Spectre Alta is insanely pretty. Ridiculously so. But the best I can give her is slightly above Thorns. I love Spectre Alta. I really do. But I've got to be objective here. Niche-wise, Dorothy is usually better. Ethan is usually better. The only thing that Spalter does that outperforms them is the fact that she can go immortal with her S2 and semi-immortal with her S3. Then when she dies, she has a discount version of Ethan's CC. But if you really want the CC, you need to find a way to kill her, which is giving up half of her kit. And if you don't let her die, you're also giving up half of her kit. Spectre Alta is 2 halves of an amazing kit that just don't complement each other super well. They are still really fantastic. If she dies, she will generally kill enemies before they leak by her. Unless they're insanely strong bosses. She will just kill them with her, her doll form. Anti-synergy with Gladia, unironically left. Unironically, yes. Laughing my ass off, Ethan better than Spelter. I don't like it. I really don't. I love Spelter. She is one of my top 10 favorite operators in the game. But, like, without her module, she would be directly worse than Kazamaru by a little bit. With her module, she's better, but not by that much, unfortunately. Can we later have a not objective? Sure. After this, I can rearrange based on my personal preferences if you want. I love Spelter. Yes, did you know she basically makes out with herself in her skin? It's really awesome. I'm back south. Welcome back, Cozy! But yeah, no, Spelter actually does anti-synergize with Gladia, because you need her to be able to die for her doll form. Yuri, yes, she kisses herself. It's really hot. Okay. Now, Almond. Oh, no, not Almond. Shit, what's his name? Verdant, right? Yeah, Verdant. I always get him and Almond confused. I don't know why. I want you to think about how crazy it is that Verdant is the worst of his archetype. And that is despite the fact that he gives himself 80% extra attack speed and arts damage. This makes Verdant really roughly here. I could see the argument for him and Gravel to swap places, but he's basically there. It is what it is. Not useful at all. No, he's not useful in the context of we have other doll keepers. If he was the only doll keeper in the game, people would still be using him. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming, Angel! Have a lovely rest of your day. This is Rage Bait. I wish it was. I wish it was. There's no way he's higher than Gravel. He's tankier than Gravel. He's Gravel, but when she dies, she turns into Ascalon but arts damage. You got Gravel redeploys faster? Yes, but his Dollkeeper form is really good, as is his S2. Verdant is still helpful for sustained bait, but S2 is baffling. Yeah, like, he has flaws in his kit. He absolutely does. But he's just really solid. Do they call Spelter module duality, Ludo, narrative synchronicity? I'm not sure, Hacker. He's down because Benna is welfare. Oh, true. Actually, yeah. With the context of Benna being welfare, never mind. I will drop him more down to Wolfenite. I'd forgotten that Bino was welfare. How did 12F enter? Someone bribed me to put 12F there. No, that was... I had forgotten that Bino was welfare. If there were no free doll keepers, he would be up there with Iana because you're guaranteed him. And there is a good chance he'll be your only doll keeper if you're a newer player. And in that situation, he's incredibly useful. With the context of you can get Bino for free, my bad, you're right. He would drop more down with Wolfenite, where yes, he's theoretically good, but only if you actively want to use him. That is my bad. That is my bad. Thank you for reminding me. Gravel is outclassed by an entire global range operators and this guy. Yeah, pretty much. Gravel I love, but over the years, she's really lost her niche. It's sad. Now, next up, we have Tin Man. Everybody loves Tin Man. If only he had some method of healing. Unfortunately, he does not because he only has S1. I would bribe for Phantom. Not to encourage you, be responsible with your money. I do have other sources you can pay me with. However, bonk. Now, jokes aside, Tin Man is just discount Thorn's altar, which makes him roughly on par with Robin. He's a fantastic standalone unit with definitive weaknesses. In IS-5, however, he is roughly up here. In IS-5 specifically, because of his ability to act as a load bearer, he is drastically better. Especially because he's free. Outside of IS-5, he's more on par with Robin. Very, very good standalone unit, amazing for a welfare, but not directly competitive with the raw DPS of some of the higher ranks. If I had cash, I'd bribe for Spalter into the wife tier. Well, be responsible, be responsible. Now, jokes aside, we have Contrail. First off, I will give my legitimate opinion before the bribe opinion that Marshu gave me. This is my legitimate opinion. However, I want to clarify this. As soon as they release another of this archetype, Contrail will drop down to about here. On par with Thorn's Altar. Amazing character, but inconvenient to use, and has some drawbacks. But until they release another of her archetype, her ability to break every ranged enemy and every flying enemy in the game is so ridiculously unique that it does actually kick Ella out of the SSS tier. That is how insanely good Contrail is. If you haven't already, get her. Use her S2, that's generally the most reliable. She does really good damage for a 4-star, and just outright breaks game mechanics. Tibby's about equal to her, so no, that didn't happen. Yeah, but like, you know what I mean. Once we get a 6-star, she'll drop down to about here. If we're not counting the fact that she breaks the game in terms of just raw performance stat-wise, she's roughly on par with Thorn's Altar. Really amazing, shockingly so, but inconvenient to use, and then obviously Ela would be here. But if we're counting for the fact that she just outright nullifies ranged and flying enemies, like just as a concept, it's so fucking stupid. Why is Walter there? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's the 5-star version and she's worse than Contrail. Yeah, it was the same with Caper before we got Narantuya. Wish it Fried Brain doesn't understand anything about big damage numbers. So true. Apparently I can't bribe with Streamlabs either. I'm so sorry, Hero. Unless you can do YouTube, you're out of options. Now, let's get on to the last specialist. Okay. Now, obviously speaking, as a specialist fast redeploy, Wishadel is really convenient for ranged bait because she summons 2 mini Gravels who are drastically tankier and don't expire. Now, you might hear me out. This is my genuine opinion. Here is why I included the Roach. Wishadel's summons Power Crept Gravel. It is so fucked up. But basically, every situation you want to use Gravel, even if you just want the bait, you just bring Wishadel now. It's so fucked up. But they're just tankier permanent versions of Gravel, also attached to absolute god tier damage. Every skill active is 3 Gravel. 2. She spawns 2 Gravels every time you activate her 3rd skill. But no, obviously speaking, she actually outdamages Exia in most situations, so there we go. And now, realistically adjusting for ISS, out of IS, Mizuki is more like here. Honestly, he's more like there. Outside of IS, Mizuki is, I would say, a better lane holder than Ak because his burst on S1 is pretty reliable. And even though his debuffs are slightly weird, they can be very useful. He's versatile, just not very good at it. So without IS, he would be about there. With IS, he's easily top 5. Wow, we didn't realize the Revenants could be used like that. Yeah, they're insanely tanky. It's actually ridiculous. And finally, of course, 12F. Actually bad. The only 2-star in the game I think you should not level. Genuinely. Every other 2-star has a definitive niche over 12F. I stand by that. Nightingale Phantom Power Creep? Yeah, pretty much. Wishadel Power Crept all 3 of them. South is being silly? Why would you say that? Okay, there you go. 50% dodge? Yeah. When is that useful? It's teaching newer players that casters are tanky. Do you understand why that's a bad idea? Also, if you're using him for your dodge, you don't need to level him. Patriot? Yeah, let me bring 12F for Patriot. 50% of the time, he can buy me 15 seconds. That's it. Niche of Duran is sleep? Exactly. Plus, she's just a slightly cheaper steward. So, here is the objective correct tier list. Let me take a screenshot of this before I start messing around with it. Here is the objective correct tier list. However, obviously, Ela would be punched out of there by... Contrail would be punched out of there by Ela if you don't take into account the literal game breaking that Contrail does. Like, legitimate game breaking. Maybe 12F will be the Monhunt 6-star. I think it'd be really funny if they gave us Kiran Aryato and Noircorn, but again. They gave him more alters. Mizuki goes lower, IMO. Probably. I think this is more a fair ranking if you consider his IS module, because in IS he's absolutely god tier. Realistically, outside of IS, he's probably more about here. Like, sorry, I phrased it badly. I phrased it wrong, actually. Outside of IS, Mizuki is about there. He's usually worse than Manticore, but roughly on par. If you take into account IS being god tier, it would balance out to about there. 12F even appearing in this list is so fucking skull. Someone gave me $5 to put him in there. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, now, does anybody want to object to any of these genuine placements before we move on to the goofy? Ella being kicked out because of Wish It Ella and specialist tier list. I mean, hey, am I wrong? Am I wrong that Ella is being kicked out? Am I truly wrong? Is what I did so wrong? That is the top 5 specialists in the game. You could arguably swap numbers 1 and 2, but that's up to personal preference. Mizuki should be higher than Wiz because of armpits. I disagree. Put 12F in SSS? No. Crown Slayer, why is she so high? Because she is actually good, unfortunately. Now, if we're talking design-wise, I'm going to bed, pretend I make a bunk-worthy comment about Wolfenite. Sleep well, Anna! Thanks for coming! I think Gladia deserves a mild bump up. If you're talking about with Abyssal Hunters, yes. Because Gladia's module is technically optional and she has a different module, I'm considering her as a standalone unit. As a standalone unit, this is where she sits. She would be S tier if you take into account her Abyssal Hunter buff. South, I'm cursed. Every operator I really wanted, I didn't get. W, Cal, Gaviolta, Texelta, Wishadel. I'm so sorry to hear that. Screenshot this and send this to Arknight's Discord servers out of context. Make him guess what's going on. I feel like I need to say specialist tier list with no other context. Because then they'll go, why the fuck is Wishadel on 12F there? And I can just say question mark. Now, real quick, let's talk design-wise. So first off, design-wise, Wishadel does go down a tier. Wishadel, if you count her maid skin, is amazing. If you don't count her maid skin, she's fucking B tier. It's okay, but she's just a downgrade off of normal W. So, here we go. Let's actually assemble this based off of character design. Guardian module has done more damage to my small brain than Wishadel. I would agree. Phantom stocks rise? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's assemble this based off of character design. And this one will be nice and ad hoc. Dorothy's nice and up there. Kieran Ayato looks kind of goofy. She looks too realistic. Ethan, fucking actually bad. Mr. Nothing, pretty good. Wishadel is mid when she's not a maid. So true, so true. Let me enjoy Hard Naked Roach in peace. I just only like her maid. Echoalta, Ascalon, Spelter, Mizuki, and Wolfenite are the top hottest 5. I disagree with that. In terms of my personal preferences, I disagree. But I don't blame you. And the reason I disagree is Manticore's skins are amazing. Okay, so let me assemble this to be a tier list of their appearance. Sturmex is fine. Iana's definitely up there. Ak is bad. Jay is also fucking bad. Lee's worse than usual. Waifu, I hate. Spuria, though. Spuria goes up very, very high. I'm not gonna lie. Her Bloodline of Combat has new lines and they're rad. I'm not personally a big fan. That's all. I don't like her maid skin's lines. I like the outfit itself, though. Gladia, I would say Gladia goes very high up there. Crown Slayer, very high. Contrail, she's like fine. Tin Man, I find creepy. Swire's very pretty. Robin, I like her. Bina, I'm not a big fan. Cliffheart, I think she's really goofy. Project Red, hell yeah, brother. Tactical, probably more like that. Okay, is there anything else I want to change about this? Okay, this is the appearance tier list. Oh, wait, sorry. I missed Gravel. There we go. That is the appearance tier list. I also missed Enforcer. Let me swap it around a little bit. There we go, there we go. That is the appearance tier list. So, if we're talking visual design, Verdant should be lower. No, I like Verdant. He's a very good low rarity. Like, I don't think he's actively bad. I think he's a good low rarity. I'm not like a massive fan, but I think he's fine. Ready 2 art kind of sucks. Parts of it suck, but the concept is really cool. That's all. I really love the concept. Oh, wait, to be fair, Figurino's pretty breedable. Let me lift him up a little bit. Okay, there we go. That is the art tier list. There you go, there you go. Are you all content? Thorns should be much higher up. I disagree. I actually think Manticore, Phantom, Spelter, Ascalon, and Exia are all clean sweep. And I find Mr. Nothing and Spuria hotter than Thorns. Pretty breedable. Bro, have you seen him? 1 second. There he is. Right about there. Bro, have you seen this man? Congrats on day 100. Thank you very much, Dice. Lovely to have you. Have you seen this man? If this is not submissive and breedable, what do those words mean? And how's your day at work going, Dice? Lovely to have you. As long as Ascalon's at the top. I think I prefer Exia from the waist up. In terms of overall design, Ascalon, Exia, and Spalter all vary. I think Spalter is actually my favorite overall, and it's more like that. Exia has higher highs, but some weird, goofy shit. Same as Ascalon, a little bit of weird, goofy shit, so I think that's my personal favorite. But all three of these, those three are the top three, then Phantom and Manticore are tied for 4 and 5. I don't like Ascalon's skin, personally. Figurino's the definition of a bottom? Exactly. Figurino and Mizuki will make me prove biology false and get them pregnant. So true. I can see the vision on Figurino. Exactly. Exactly. Swire Alta has a DPS of 1 DP per second, so she's bad. This is not a Vanguard tier list. I don't know what to tell you. Ascalon's skin kind of sucks. I agree. I really like her E0, E2. There are some characters where I just much prefer their defaults. Ascalon's definitely one of them. Spalter, though. Just in case anyone wasn't aware, let me show off a fun fact about Spectre Alta. So, people don't tend to notice this. People don't tend to notice this. They just see 2 cute identical girls looking like they're about to dance or make out. If you look really closely, this fabric here is see-through. Like, you can see the curve of her boobs right above my mouse here. This entire thing is see-through, and she's not wearing a bra. Little known fun trivia fact for you. She's wearing see-through paper over her titties. So in addition to the self-cessed Yuri and the exposed back, there you go. Another thing to love about Spectre Alta. This has been my TED Talk on why you should level Spectre Alta. As you can see, look at her. Cool hair? Absolutely. I love Spectre Alta. She's really fantastic. I love her skin art. It's really cool. Holy-based knowledge? Oh yeah, I've got so much cursed knowledge, I have shared like less than 10% of it. And now every time I say the word Saleech, everyone goes south, no, fuck you, fuck you. Canon Yuri or Schizo skin, depending on how you look at it, so true. Self-cessed is kind of based. Got S3, M3, and Y-mod. Hell yeah, brother! I like normal Spectre S2, but if I wanted normal S2, I would use normal Spectre, not Spectre Alta. Among Us? Yeah. Truly do not. What are you talking about? We have new people here who don't know about Saleech. Hey, who wants to learn about Saleech real quick? Self-cessed and Yuri, what more can you ask? True. Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong. Ooh, let me fix that. There we go. Oh, okay. Ooh, I think I spelled it wrong. Man, that's tragic. Oh, I don't think it wants me to teach you about Saleech. Ooh. I guess you're fine. I guess you're saved. There we go. Welcome in, Avarice! Lovely to have you. How's your day going? And by the way, you missed the actual tier list. This is based off of appearances. Here is the actual tier list. In terms of actual meta, here is the actual tier list. God bless. Hell yeah, you were saved. How's your day going, Amber? So yeah, this is appearance tier list. This is my personal biases. If anything, honestly, I'd actually put Thorns down. I'm not gonna lie. I'd put Thorns more down here. I prefer default Thorns, and it is not even close. I find default Thorns way hotter, especially into skins. Doing pretty good. That's lovely to hear! Read Among Us backwards. Yes, Sagama dick. Got him. Okay, so anyway, yeah, apologies. It looks like I have no way of showing everybody the Saleech fun fact because it just won't load. Truly. If only there was some other way I could show people the Saleech fun fact. 12F genuinely looks cool though. Yeah, I just don't like him personally. I am unsubbing. Look, Angel, I'm just telling my truth. And that truth is that, unfortunately, I prefer default Thorns. This isn't me thinking he's bad. He's still a B tier. I just find default Thorns way hotter. Class next tier list. I'm gonna be real. This was planning to be a one-off for day 100. I wasn't planning to do every class. Do people want me to do every class? Because if you do, I'd absolutely be down. This is a tier list that doesn't take 10 years, because I do it class by class instead of trying to do every character at once. I can take that. Yeah, like, keep in mind, this is me moving him to a B tier, with Wishadel and Iana, who I think are gorgeous. Thorns also looks younger somehow. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I find other Thorns, default Thorns better. Do guards now? No, I'm not doing another... I'm not doing another one today. It's already 8:20, 8:15. Why are they scared about Saleech? Hey, yeah, good question real quick. Why is everybody scared about my Saleech fun facts? Man, that's crazy. If you do, Vanguards can give Cantabile her own tier above everybody else. No, I do it objectively. I do it objectively. That is why... Look, did you not see the fact that I ranked fucking Ak high? Ak as top of B tier? I hate Ak. I see it immediately. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ancient. Sorry to hear that. But congratulations on beating Vec 12. With ranking guards, you can have infinite content glitch. True, we have infinite guards. That checks out. Call the Aussie government to cut his internet. I didn't even say anything. She's just really pretty. What's wrong with you all? What fun fact? I never heard of it. So, if you look really closely, Salige's boobs in her E0 is in the shape of an imposter from Among Us. It looks like the visor. So it looks, it's a bit clearer if you actually draw it, but it's like a little Among Us guy. Let me guess, Among Us on the B? What do you mean Among Us on the B? No, it isn't draw it? No. I refuse. I refuse. I'm a streamer of strict morals. Draw it? No, I'm fine, I'm fine. He's a government spy, that wouldn't help. I'm not a spy. I know. I'm still not a spy. Draw it? No. I'm a visual learner, draw it. I've already drawn it. You can go find it elsewhere. Especially if you squint your eyes. Yeah, not everyone can see it, but a lot of people can. So yeah, anyway. Here is my actual objective specialist tier list. The top 5 specialists are Exusier, Alta, Ascalon, Texas Alta, Contrail, and Ella, in that order. The worst specialists in the game... Mr. Nothing, Spurrier, Shaw, Kirara, Rope, Snowsant, in that order. And I stand by that. I actually stand by all of these placements. This was me being genuinely objective. Contrail will go down the tier list almost certainly once we get the 6-star of her archetype. She's mainly up there for how game-breaking she is. So either they will patch that out or they'll get a better version of her. Kirsten dying inside. The only reason Kyo uses rope is because he doesn't want to tell people to level Cliffheart. Sad Shaw noises. Look, it is what it is. Unfortunately, Shaw has to compete with Weedy. Spurrier deserves to be lower than that. I would say she's better than Shaw. All 6 Snowsand fans are crying. No, they don't even play the game anymore. They quit. They were year 1 fans. They're not around because there hasn't been any more Snowsand content. South, you bullied them? Look. I bullied them with the truth. Rosmontus Alta Sky Ranger, that could be fun. I want to see Super's reaction to this. Well, don't go spamming Super. If Super wants to give his reaction to this, he can do so. That's fine. But realistically, Super would probably agree with me, outside of cussing me out for having Wishadil on the tier list. It is what it is. Okay, there we go. An entire R's tier list. That actually did not take as long as I thought. I thought that would take us to, like, another hour from now. I guess actually going through and just describing what they do in-game rather than analyzing all of their art, it's a lot faster than I thought. Hello, I'm very late. Welcome in, Silly 90! He would agree but hate on Ethan? Yeah. Super would go, I hate that I agree with you about Ethan. Like, I'm not happy to put Ethan there. That's just correct. 1 hour fishing stream. I mean, sure, enjoy it. Hi, very late, I'm Angel. Based. Guard list will take much longer? Oh, absolutely. And, like, the reason I went for specialists first... I'm very knowledgeable about specialists because I play specialist knights, still sometimes for fun. I am not as knowledgeable about guards. There are plenty of guards I don't know. I know most of them, but not all. There were only 4 specialists I don't know how to play. I'm curious. Does anyone know the 4 specialists I haven't used? Like, based off of that tier list, does anyone know the 4 specialists where I haven't really used them myself? That's all for day 100 Subathon. I was planning to do a little bit of karaoke. Ella? No, I use Ella. What rank is Crown Slayer? Crown Slayer is better than normal, right up there with Gladia, which is a very good addition to your team, but there are better options. 12F, true. True. My bad, there's actually 5 specialists I don't use. One of them's 12F. The bottom ones, no. I've tried Mr. Nothing. He's awful. Contrail, maybe? I use Contrail. Super ping while you are talking about them, Lamau. What, did Super ping me? No, I didn't. Serious answer, Lee and Fita. I do actually use Fita. I used Fita yesterday. I'm not kidding about me playing Specialist only. Figurino, you're correct. I do not play Figurino. I have not had a chance to level him since. I just haven't gotten around to it. Figurino, I was going off of my understanding of his kit. Based off what I had read, I've never actually used him myself. Outside of using him at low level. And Waifu? No, I use Waifu. So people have correctly guessed one of the 4. But outside of that, I'm just correct. Maybe 4 units you don't level? No, I've borrowed friends. Like, I don't have Ack leveled. I've used Ack plenty of times. I've borrowed friends. Vedant? No. I guessed 2. You were wrong with waifu. I have actually used Vedant. I had to borrow friends. I haven't gotten around to it yet. But yes, I sometimes play 4 stars. Mr. Nothing and Lee? No, I used both of them. I also used Lee yesterday. I don't know what to tell you. I used Lee literally yesterday. Actually, no. I used Lee earlier today. Before stream, I was digging around and I used Lee for something. Kazumaru, I started Kazumaru in a tournament. I'm very familiar with Kazumaru. You don't use Lobster. Correct. I do not use Lobster. That is a second one of them. Hi, Thorns. Someone did indeed catch Lobster. Kazumaru Doku, I used Kazumaru very often. And yes, Thorns Altar, exactly. I'm sad because I'm confused time zones. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, either way, you still arrived up. You don't use Ella. I do use Ella. I do use Ella. Karara, yes, I don't use Karara. That is because Karara is dog shit. Bina? No, I use Bina. Hi, welcome back, Shadow! So, yeah, there you go. That is 3 of them. Kafka? No, I use Kafka. So, the 4 I do not use. Karara, Figurino, Thorns Altar, and Frost. Those are the 4 specialists I do not have a lot of experience with. Frost, I never got around to leveling. I've actually never used Frost. Legitimately 0 times. I have never deployed Frost. And yes, 12F is there because someone bribed me to put 12F. I gave Karara masteries for co-op, that's tragic. That's very unfortunate. Can't believe you wasted shit. No wonder. Yeah, exactly. Frost is just, I looked at Frost's kit and I saw this is just worse than Robin. What is Welter doing that? What are you talking about? I said Frost, I can't believe you didn't read me. I'm so sorry, Dave. I try to read every comment, but I do miss some. Apologies. You did get one, though. Okay, so collectively you managed to guess all 4. Let's fucking go. Yeah, no, exactly. Why is everyone so confused about Walter? I don't get it. I've got Frost and Vector Garrison. She's trying to deal damage, but she's a 5-star. It is not even that she's a 5-star. Try out Robin. Robin is really good. I like Robin's camouflage. I think you have her confused with someone else. Robin doesn't have camouflage. I think you have her confused with Firewatch, Lunacub, or Heavy Rain. Robin does not have camouflage, JB3. I don't know what to tell you. Robin D's nuts in your face. Wow, true. You got me. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Or April, potentially. Robin's a good binder for Vec 12. Unfortunately, in every situation, Dorothy is better than Robin. Oh, with her module. Sorry, I thought you were talking base kits. No, gotcha. I thought you were talking base kits. My bad. I have not used Robin in about a year because, unfortunately, Dorothy just power crept up. So you're correct. I haven't actually tried out her module. I was actually not aware she even got one. That's how long it's been since I played Robin. But I used to use Robin all the time. It's just for most situations, Dorothy did power creeper. Camo and mod stage 2. Ah, that'd do it. I checked out her mod stage 1. I didn't check out the upgrades. A supporter tier list would be fun one day. Look, if people like this, go over, leave a like on the YouTube. If people, I'm gonna be streaming more Limbus, because a lot of people liked the Limbus stream. I like seeing the number go up. Absolutely, I'll do it. That implies Thermex is an A tier. What are you talking about? He's just to the right of, Mizuki. Spam that like button, but no, if people do enjoy this, I'll absolutely do all of the others. I just won't be as accurate on the others. Specialist is by far the class I know best, because I used to be a Specialist Knights player. So I will be slightly wrong on some of the other classes, but I'd be down to give my opinions. More Limbus. Yeah, I'm planning to do Nocturnal Sweep and Canto 8, which I haven't read either of those. The only thing I know about Nocturnal Sweep is that one GIF. Like and subscribe. You do not need to sub, but genuinely, just liking a stream tells me make more content like this, please. I'm interested in the supporter tier list. Okay, maybe I'll go with supporters next. More of this, please. Sure. It's because I'm caught up I can watch without fear of spoilers. Exactly. If you do sniper tier list and Wishadel is there again, you're scamming. No, Wishadel is a sniper. I don't know what to tell you. The true GIF? Oh, no. The Nocturnal Sweeping GIF, where they edited it to be Don Quixote. And it's just 7 quintillion Don Quixotes running across the screen. Alrighty. What do we want to do for the next half hour? What do we want to do? Do we want to just yap? Do you want me to do karaoke? I'm down with whatever. I'd wait for Tragodia, then do it as a supporter list. I know enough about Tragodia's kit that I can include him. I don't know enough about any of these specialists, the upcoming specialists, because there's only like 2. So the CN specialists, I don't know, which is why I didn't include them. I know how Tragodia works. I can rank Tragodia. It's just other supporters I might not be able to. But like, the upcoming specialists, I didn't even recognize them. This lady, right? Or if not, one of them. There really aren't many upcoming specialists. I think it's her, actually. Yap review? Sure. I can. What, you're reviewing my yap? Fun fact of every operator. Okay. Yeah, let's see. That could actually be a fun challenge. Let's go for alphabetically or by class. Or do you want to do it by acquisition date?
Please, chat.
No, I'm not e-begging. The goal is to not hit 20k tonight. If you do hit 20k tonight, I'm going to have a panic attack because I have not prepared the slide yet. Walter in the top tier for supporter list, best summoner ever. Unironically so true. Ave Mujica and Tipti are both very mid. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know what they do. I haven't really seen them. Cursed fun fact? I don't have a cursed fun fact about everybody. I would say I could probably have a fun fact about everybody, but not a cursed fun fact about everybody. I've got 7 different cursed fun facts about Salich, though. I've only told 3 of them. So most people aren't aware of them. I'm only here to like the stream. Oh, thank you, Golf. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, like, I have 4 more Salich fun facts I haven't told anybody. Why so much, though? It's not like I was actively trying to learn fun facts about Salich. It just works that way. Have you played some games uncensored? No. I only remember the Among Us. Exactly, that's the main one. What? Yeah, no. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so do people want me to do it by class? Actually, yeah, just ask me about an operator and I'll tell you a fun fact. It's more interesting to do it for operators you guys care about than random bullshit. Amia? I mean, Amia's fun fact is that her telepathy is being muted by the rings. So she wears 10 rings. It is covered in by the lore. It's just more of a case of something people have forgotten. When she removes the rings, she gets a massive burst of power and becomes more of the Sarkaz King. That used to be a massive, like, spoiler people didn't know. Now it's much more explicit. Manticore tried to kill herself after failing to assassinate Sharp. Oh no, sorry, Stormeye. Specifically Stormeye. It was very rare Stormeye lore. She tried to assassinate him because he saw her once due to his super sharp vision. She hunted him down, got in the bullhead, tried to kill him. He ended up knocking her unconscious, bandaging her, and effectively kidnapping her back to Rhodes Island. Calzi. Did you know Calzi's panties are canonically blue? Why would they share that? I don't know. Horn? Horn is actually, much like Bagpipe, a ridiculously good soldier with insanely powerful weapons. This is despite her being a Lupo who are on average relatively weak for Arknight's races. Ling. Ling mainly drinks to forget the fact that one day she will likely be merged into the Sway itself. Much like all of her siblings, becoming one being and effectively stopping existing. South, let's be real, we only care about Silik's tits and ass. Exactly. Calzi 1 is a real fun fact. Yeah, they randomly included it on one of the art books. Thorns. Okay, did you know that it's a meme that Thorns on his base skill... wait, let me actually pull this up. People will have forgotten this because everyone who likes Thorns uses his skin. Because it's a really fire skin. But on Thorns' E2, this is more of a community thing. On Thorns' E2, back when he first came out, because of the way this is dripping off of his hand, basically everyone came together to agree that the yellow things he flings at people is his semen. So for like 2 solid years, people were just joking about Thorns killing people by flinging his jizz at them. So yeah, people don't really remember. That was more of a community thing, but that was a very consistent thing for quite a while. Exactly, it's a South Mayo moment. Really? NC to know? What does that mean? Angel, this your goat? Yeah, for real, for real. To be fair, this is why, by the way... Oh, sorry, wrong button. This is why I think normal Thorns is hotter. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I blocked that one out, thanks to the reminder. I got you, I got you. That thing isn't yellow. How would we know? How would we know? It was just a stupid community joke, in the same way the Seaborn floor was also called the Seaborn Jizz. Thorns, fuck me, please. Go to kick chat. Don't make me moderate. Oyster colors, for real, for real. Alrighty, what other characters would you all like a fun fact about? I do actually think I have a fun fact for every operator. I'll say some things that'll get me banned in kick chat. I don't moderate kick chat, unless you're a spam bot. It's not on screen, so I won't get in trouble for whatever you say. Fiammetta. The more commonly known one is that Fiammetta cussed out Anduin in Latin, basically telling him to face fuck himself. The less commonly known one, another still commonly known one, is that Fiammetta was originally called Suffering by the community for more than a year after her release. Because when she was first introduced in Code of Brawl, when she was following around Mystima, her codename at the time was Suffering. It gets regularly changed by the Notarial Hall. So she eventually got renamed Fiammetta, but the community really resisted that for quite a while. Viviana. Viviana was really bad until her burn module. Also, the thing about her flirting with Nerl is actually not really fanon. She does kind of explicitly flirt with Nerl, and asks her to be pen pals. It's just the fanon is that it's reciprocated. It doesn't seem to be. Viviana seems to have a crush or some kind of worship towards Nerl. Whether that's platonic or not is up to you. Is Viviana still okay? She's amazing now with her new module. Yes. Give us a Helga fun fact. Did you know that Helga and Patriot fought in the same army together? And that Helga actually showed up in Chapter 1 running a medical clinic where he had sold his medals to pay for medicine better. Viviana was mid before the module, but now is a burn niche? Exactly. Her grandpa keeps coming up with her terrible edgy codenames and she hates them. She was also called One-Armed Chainsaw Man at some stage. Inez, did you know... I mean, most people know this, but Inez isn't actually a Sarkaz. She's a goat who shaved her own horns down. It's like those people who shave their teeth to make them sharp. She did that for her horns so that she would fit in as a Sarkaz. But, like, she's actually a goat. That's the movie series that she and her grandpa watch? Exactly. What are people's gripes with Walter characterization in episode 3-4? Do you mean normal W? Original W was portrayed as an unhinged, immoral lunatic. It turned out later on that she was putting on an act, and retroactively, she became much more liked, because when you looked back at certain chapters, she actively spared Rhodes Island personnel. Like, she went out of her way to avoid killing them, and gave them every out under the book, which is why Adnakiel was able to stall her. But at the time, W was insane, and she is the reason Skullshatterer's sister died. After Skullshatterer died, she basically said, "Hey kid, you're way too much of a pussy to take up the weapons of your brother. He died for nothing, omega lol. Truly, his death would only have mattered if you managed to avenge him." So she just got him killed for shits and giggles. Perlica, I don't know Enfield fun facts. She's not an Arknights operator. Why'd you skip the request for Vanilla? I just didn't see it. Did you know, from memory, Vanilla has a pet crab? I believe. I could be wrong about that. From memory, Vanilla has a pet vanilla crab. Surta. Despite the community's memeing of it and the fact that they've embraced it in Enfield, Surta does not actually have a particular attachment to ice cream. After experiencing fairly major trauma, she just wanted a comfort food and asked for ice cream one time. And then because she hasn't had much lore outside of that, the fanbase decided to make that her entire personality. But it was more a case of like, oh, I've had a bit of a bad day, could I just have some chocolate to make me feel better? It was something of that line. It was really not a major thing. But we don't have much about Surta. But yeah, like the ice cream thing, that was retroactively added. That was not the case. I just realized she did the Sarkaz tradition. Yes, W did the Sarkaz tradition, which is pick up someone else's guns and take their responsibilities. W was not actually the original W of Hodor's gang. She looted his corpse and then just kept up, and Hodor said, "Congrats, you're hired." Yep, she has a pet crab. Hey, let's go. All three of them, why Amma 10? Why is it Amma 10? Oh, that's just some stupid shit that Priestess names them. I thought Vanilla had a bunch of pet Originium slugs. I was pretty sure that was the case, but I could have been confusing her for someone else. Why Perlica, Calzi Monster? Why Amma 10? What do you mean? The only similarity is the hair color. Noir Corn. Okay, Noir Corn is a massive goofball and wears masks for fun. He has a lucky mask and frequently complains when anything goes wrong that it wouldn't have happened if he was wearing his lucky mask. In addition, he is actually an exceptionally skilled, close quarters... I forget the term. Basically, he's a direct bodyguard. He's a VIP escort bodyguard. Incredibly skilled, semi-legendary, same as Yato. Both of them are actually genuinely legendary. Same as 12F. All of the 2-stars, or those 3 of the 2-stars, are actually really, really well-known, skilled combatants, despite how bad they are in-game. Phantom fact, It's more to do, it's more like this was a fun fact a while ago. It's going to be very explicit given his upcoming pivot to Dragodia. But Phantom was raised in a cult called the Crimson Trope, where the playwright, who is the IS2 ending 4 boss, basically mind-controlled everyone and forced them to conduct monstrosities, which is why Lucian ends up being a boss in IS2. That is a slightly non-canon version, where playwright regains control over Phantom, and we need to knock him out of it. But that is why Phantom is a bit weird. A different fun fact, Phantom's throat is fucked up, and his arts will cause infection and damage to people. So he needs to be very careful with how he talks. And in addition, most people don't actually know Phantom exists, which is where his codename came from. He's ridiculously stealthy to the point where a lot of people in Rhodes Island just legitimately do not know he exists, for different reasons other than Ascalon. How can Noir flirt with Yato if he always wears this stupid mask? Well, Yato always wears her visor because she's really susceptible to sunburn. She has hypersensitive skin, which was a complaint people brought up when it was Yato Alta, because realistically, she should not be exposing her eyes. That would cause her vision damage. Number 10 is her codename? Yeah, exactly. It reminded him of a crystal. Operator, since the other 2 stars are good. Yeah. Oh, what happened to Durin? Oh, Durin is just a very lazy but skilled Durin. That's all. Durin named herself after her race, which is a Giga Chad move. Durin, I don't actually think I have a fun fact, outside of that she sleeps a lot and that she has some amazing fan art, shall we say. Miss Christine, fun fact, she's not out yet. Wow, day 100. Welcome in, Cryo-U! Yes, we're currently celebrating day 100. Reed Alta. The reason Reed Alta had a massive glow-up is that Reed Alta has hope for the future, whereas normal Reed was basically suffering catastrophe after catastrophe and on the edge of giving up. That is the main fun fact about Reed Alta. Durin Alta will be an operator that wakes up a lot. No, that's the evil version. Mr. Christine is a cat. Yes, but she also has 2 tails, which is something that not a lot of people realize because they don't look at Phantom too closely. So there you go, that's a fun one. When's the karaoke times 100? Do you mean the settle into Ash Day? I'm planning to do that relatively soon. I need to practice a bit more. I need to practice my vocal stamina a bit more. I've been having a bit of a bad month where my voice sounds fine, but I have very bad vocal stamina and I start getting a little bit of pain. So I just want to make sure I'm in good form and don't risk hurting myself. That's all. Part of that was from the tournament. You got any Quora lore? From memory, Quora has amnesia. She doesn't actually know where her baseball bat or backpack came from, other than the fact that her backpack is basically indestructible. So we don't know much about Quora, but a lot of people don't know she's an amnesiac. I got one. Sessa's really good at modifying firearms. Yes, Sessa pretends to be insane because he was able to basically make firearms, and it would have changed war as a whole. So he just pretends to be insane to effectively prevent the invention of the equivalent of mustard gas. Like, Sessa pretends to be insane and chuny because he's so good at weapons he realized he would change war and cause millions of casualties. Give me a Jay fun fact. Okay, Jay is not actually part of the Mafia, but his dad was, which is why he's really, really well respected, in addition to being very stoic and intimidating, and why the Rat King's Mafia frequently visit him to support his business. They want Jay to have a good life because they really respected his father. Even though Jay has no direct attachment, they consider it part of paying for the father's service that they will take care of him and make sure any problems have disappeared. Ray or Ash? Ash? Less interesting because she's from a different game. A fun fact a lot of people don't... I mean, the main thing I know about Ray is that she has a weird bulgy belly and I hate it. I'm gonna be real, I don't actually know one about Ray. I feel bad because she's one of the only Aussies. South the character fun fact? I mean, I'm always down to rant about my lore, but you're gonna need to be more specific. Holy fuck. Okay, Holhiak is one of the operators who flirts with the doctor, and it is very, very strongly implied that she will not be taking your consent into consideration when she has your children. Muelsis. Muelsis is actually hundreds of years old. She's just a really happy-go-lucky and mature and a reasonable woman despite that. I'll be out for a bit of long-term shopping. Will you please have Hoist the Colors scheduled next when I return to good enough internet? Apologies. I probably won't be singing Hoist the Colors, but I did give it a listen. I just don't think I can learn it in time. How about Aurora? Okay, Aurora's body is actually superheated to the point where even the little clothing she wears, she is massively constantly overheating, which is why she has a slot over her chest. Basically, she is based off of a polar bear, where they are ridiculously heated based off of their skin and their fur. So even the little clothing Aurora wears is way too much, and she constantly sweats very heavily. No Ray Belly slander, I just personally don't like it. I know a lot of people love it. South, do you think you'll get to 20k? No, I think we're all agreed that we're going to stop here. A short but kind of cute fun fact for Ray, her real name is Rayella. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Ambrisk. A slut over her chest. That's not what I said. How about Gilberta or Angelina? Angelina is also one of the operators who flirts with the Doctor. And it is implied through her bloodline of combat, but never really stated outside of that once she is older, Angelina is one of the most individually threatening people in the entirety of the Arknight's world due to her massive control over gravity, to the point where she can just kind of shred any of her enemies anytime she wants to. Techno, apologies. I don't have one for Techno. I don't know much about her. Please give me an opinion on that song. It was a very fun song, just not my usual cup of tea. Crown Slayer. Very little known Crown Slayer fun fact. Shit, I feel like most of the Crown Slayer fun facts I had were back when she was just an enemy. Now they've gone too much in detail of her lore. Damn it. Now okay, Crown Slayer is not actually a fang of Delupi, which is what Lunacob and Red are. Her mentor was, which is why Red ended up murdering her mentor. Is gravity just that powerful for Angelina? Yes. She can just basically spawn a mini black hole on your chest. South Art violence fun facts. Okay, a fun fact about South is that she will often let herself be stabbed to demonstrate the fact that the sword would instantly melt upon entering her torso, or even temporarily taming down her internal heat so that it goes through her and then melts when they try to pull it back out. She is fundamentally immortal. Gravity is an insane power? Absolutely. Warframe is well known in the medical community under the pseudonym Dr. Blood. Yes, she wrote a whole bunch of books under the pseudonym Dr. Blood to participate without freaking people out about the fact that she is a sarcas. Also, Closure, related note, had to be aggressively headhunted by Rhodes Island. She really was not interested, until they said that Teresa specifically requested her. Jack Sparrow fun fact, not an operator. South Art violence fun fact, I just gave you one. Federico. Okay, Federico is... this is a bit of a well-known one. Lots of people flirt with Executor all the time until he starts talking with them, and they realize he is omega autistic, and just... he doesn't even register their flirting. Like, he just doesn't even register it and just responds organically. And then they just give up. So do that. Many people just want to stab South at there. Okay, sure, stab me. No, South... Okay, a fun fact about South. South, for no reason other than fun and a sense of fairness and morals that were instilled before she was bored by a slime and turned into the monstrosity she is now, basically will always fight within a level you are theoretically capable of achieving. So she will fight... If you fight absolutely perfectly, you will beat South every single time, assuming you're hitting literally the maximum potential you're physically capable of doing so. She will assess your capabilities and fight just slightly below that, or more below that if she likes you. So she will tone down her fighting capabilities, but she has no qualms at all about stabbing people she likes. She's very, very fight sexual and likes doing pacts with the devil, basically, where she will make you need to pay ridiculous life-ruining amounts of things to hire her, and then if you don't cough up, she just kills you. Tequila was actually part of a terrorist overthrowing of the city he lived in. And then Rhodes Island recruited him. Which is why it was so funny when Rhodes Island is like, we've got strict hiring processes. Tequila was literally a terrorist. Like, not even metaphorically. He was he was an arms dealer. Terrorist. He made arms and explosives to try and level the city he was in. Saying Jack isn't an operator, he's the captain for whom Hoist the Colors was sung. Yeah, it's a fun song. It's a fun song. I grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean. I recognized the song as soon as I clicked play on it. I just don't think I'll be able to sing it. Tips on how to wing it over South. The fictional character or me? Fictional character, you've got very, very bad odds. She's only loved one person, and that was the person who stabbed her. Eunectes. Okay, fun fact about Eunectes. I've already said this a few times, so people probably already know it. Eunectes' real name is Zumana, and she is the only operator who was outright refused to use her real name. She very much wanted her codename to be Zunamama. She does not give a shit, and they just said no. So then we got characters like Zhula, where his real name is Zula. And it gets really goofy. But no, they outright told Eunectes, you cannot use your real name. 1 in 3 people of Bolivar are terrorists? Yeah, so if I'm not a terrorist and you're not a terrorist... Can Walter beat South? No. No one in the Arknight's world would be capable of beating South in a fight. She is an allegory for nuclear deterrence, and Arknights does not have an equivalent to nuclear force, or the means to stop it. They could potentially force a draw, but that would be like... best case scenario. Also, welcome in Harabon. Do you know anything about Fire Whistle? Okay, fun fact about Fire Whistle. Fire Whistle currently runs a one-woman security force. She started her own security company. She does not have any other employees at the moment, but she is doing her best and building up a reputation, and is partnering with Rhodes Island to try and sort of just prove herself reliable, so they will potentially send business her way. It is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Bibic, please? Sure. In addition to being a fashionista, Bibic actually tried to make a miniskirt for Kowsey. I respect the boldness. If only she'd convinced her to wear it. Fun fact about Wisprain. This is less of a fun fact. The reason Wisprain is very antisocial is as she's based off of a jellyfish. Jellyfish are fundamentally immortal because they can revert their own age. So jellyfish can basically do the equivalent of a frog turning back into a tadpole. So she is immortal, but she will lose all of her memories fairly regularly, so she just detaches herself from people. Arknights does not have anything about South Hard violence, just not Rhodes Island. No, the world of Arknights has nothing. Bibic based, incredibly based. Fun fact about Ansel. Ansel... no, I don't know for sure if that's a fun fact. Apologies. I think I know one, but I would need to reread Ansel's lore. Outside of that, Ansel is a medical intern. So I'm actually curious to see what we'll get. Yeah, so there you go. Very basic surface level one. That's only one type of jellyfish? Yes, but that is the type that Wisprain is based off of. Lapland's real name is Lapland. Yes, Lapland's real name is Lapland Saluzo. Texas's real name is Salina, Texas. We haven't got to the point where the fucking dog lords of Bolivar, which is going to destroy the country. I know, right? It's crazy. Observer and collapsals? No, South would no-diff them. South is capable of basically perfect, above perfect mimicry. Anything you can do, she can do slightly better as soon as she's seen you do it once. Bibic based, incredibly so. What about IS Lore Skadi Alta where she devours the entire universe? So, in Undertides, there was one moment that would have made IS-3 canon. And that was when, right as Skadi was on the verge of giving up to the Cult of the Seaborn, she was saved by Gladia and Spectre. If she had not, that is the world that IS-3 happened. That decision there, if she had had a moment of weakness, she would have become Ishamalar. Another fun fact is that Ishamalar is a male god, meaning Skadi Alta is technically speaking trans. My second favorite sniper, Acid Drop, please. Did you know that, this is more of a gameplay thing, but Acid Drop is one of 3 characters who partially ignored chip damage. Outside of that, she's a skater. I don't know too much about her, apologies. What's Wishadel's real name? Wishadel's real name is Wishadel. She chose that name herself. Her previous name, W, was the name of a former mercenary that was in Hodora and Inez's mercenary company who died. She picked up his guns and followed the troop and just assumed his responsibilities, and Hodora said, "Sweet, you're now W." But then Teresa thought that was very sad. W does not have a normal name. She never got one. So at Teresa's encouragement, she went to think about a name and eventually chose Wishadel, which means basically my home. Hung fun fact. Did you know Hung should be removed from the game? Gladia fun fact. Did you know that after combat, Gladia needs to douse herself in ice and cool herself off? Because at the speed at which she fights, her skin becomes superheated to the point of causing 3rd-degree burns upon contact. Which means if you were getting down and dirty with Gladia, you would burn your skin off. I'm pretty sure Arknight's world has enough stuff, including Seaborn. Realistically, no. It's irrelevant. Basically, just the world of my novel that South is based off of. South is functionally close to unbeatable. She's a minor antagonist who's not meant to be directly beaten. She acts as a foil, and outside of that is just basically just one of many potential sources of the apocalypse that they struggle against but can't really do anything about and have to work around. Piss Ginger fun fact. Passenger was an infamous soldier of Sargon. He basically went around wiping out raids. He was an incredibly famous soldier. More covered in the RA story than anything, but who the fuck reads that? How about Chen? Well, a lot of people will have forgotten, but Chen is actually infected, which is why she ended up going on the holiday. Outside of that, despite popular belief, Chen and Squire are childhood friends and not romantic lovers. Ari has a story? I know, right? That's crazy. Simple, do it in an ice bath. You'd need her to cool off first, and I feel like that would be very uncomfortable for you. But no, yeah, outside of that, the reason things in Lungmen started improving was Chen started checking out all of the infected districts because she realized she was infected. She kept it secret for years. So she started actually trying to look into, oh, how do we treat the infected here? This is going to be my life now. Maybe I should try to change this. So technically speaking, Chen is a selfish bitch. As much as I like her. Logos. Okay, little known fun fact about Logos. Logos is the Rhodes Island chair racing champion. And he fiercely defends his title. So when Lemuel, in an idle line, talks about how surely the corridors of Rhodes Island don't have a speed limit, that is an allusion to the fact that Logos, there is actually a speed limit in the Rhodes Island corridor, because Logos, Thorns, and a bunch of other operators, all of the elite operators, would do chair racing. Logos and Elysium, rather, and a bunch of the others. Logos started it, but he's the champion. And they would regularly concuss themselves and end up going to the medical ward. Chen is like Tallulah in a lot of ways, yes. Why would you not even consider apocalyptic catastrophe levels with South Heart violence also an apocalyptic? Because South is an individual apocalypse, where the only reason she's really stoppable is reasoning with her. She... Basically, the thing that was South before South was a normal human woman. The problem was there is an unkillable, perfectly adaptable slime that they had sedated, but they had no way to kill. It can do anything. It can devour anything. It can learn anything. How would you deal with that? The actual answer was to basically groom the real-life woman South into having certain opinions that would make her more controllable, drugging her up and feeding her to the slime. The slime now thinks it is South, and those opinions are now very firmly installed, which is why she is now much more passive, and while she kills people, is no longer at risk of causing the apocalypse. So it is very weird lore that doesn't really come up, and also no one has ever read my novel or ever will. Not an OP, but do you have any Whitesmith lore? I do not know Whitesmith, no, only operators. I'd love to see them race Logos versus Lemoen. Logos would win, absolutely, I'm 100% sure. So you're just saying IS-3? IS-3 is basically infinite adaptation of a lot of weaker foes. South can just kind of summon a sun. She wins that. She wins that. Can't spell Logos without Go? Exactly. That's what encouraged him. Mechanist tried to take the title. Oh yeah, all of the elite operators got in on it. Elysium ended up hospitalized with like a skull fracture from memory. It was very, very goofy. It was very, very goofy. It's just such a weird, charming piece of lore. But no, he's fiercely defensive of his title. Like, he really actively defends himself, despite how many times they've said, fucking stop it, please. So he would absolutely end up challenging Lemoen after she starts talking about why there's speed limits. So yeah, not quite everybody, but I do have a lot of fun trivia knowledge, don't I? Melantha. Oh, shit. That's a good... I used to know a Melantha fun fact. I've forgotten it. I'm not actually really good with the 3 stars. I remember learning about them right at the start. I don't actually remember much of them. Blitz fun fact, please. Did you know Blitz is from a game called Rainbow Six Siege? Crazy fact. There's a theory that Whitesmith is the reason the stool racing started. I thought that was Logos. It could be Whitesmith, though. Yeah, no. The 3 stars I'm not as familiar with because I read about them 6 years ago and I just don't remember all of them. The world is empty. Does loneliness kill South? No. South is completely insane and doesn't really have a sense of time anymore. She could very easily sit still for 1,000 years staring blankly at a wall and not care. Use Melantha skill. So true. That's the fun fact. Activate Melantha skill. Ablana. Did you know Ablana is technically dead and necromanced herself? Also, did you know Necras, her actual codename, is a pun on Reed? Necras is a combination of necro, which means dead, and grass. But it also sounds like nice ass, because it was a stupid translation. But she is basically named after her sister Reed. Her sister Reed, that's a type of living grass, and Necras is dead grass. What's with Adnarchial and Steward? Oh yeah, they pose up in each other's, in suits in each other's background. Nightingale. Did you know Nightingale is crippled? I don't know what you want from me. Nightingale is basically delusional. Not nearly as bad as Eyjafjalla, but Nightingale does not have a strong grip on the world and needs help from Shining and Null. Like, a lot, even beyond the fact that she can't really walk around. Lemoen, but not crippled? Lemoen can actually stand up. I guess she's just lazy. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I think the Seaborn can send South into an empty dimension. No, she could... because she would see them sending her to a different dimension and gain the ability to travel dimensions, and then they fucked up. Ablana gets stronger every time she dies, so much so she has the same arts power as Amiya and Logos. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Cripple Knights is real, for real, for real. You've got Lemoen, you've got Nightingale, you've got Vulcan, Vermeil, and Glaucus, and that's it for Cripple Knights. Can the Limbus verse beat South? I don't believe so, but we haven't seen the highest end. Characters like Gabura, absolutely not. South is faster than them, basically, and stronger. Hoshiguma. Fun fact about Hoshiguma. The Arknights devs actually forgot their own story, at least Yostar. There was in the in-game, shit, I forgot what it was. They alluded to the fact of someone crashing a grand piano in one of their in-game yearly recaps, but they miscorrectly stated that it was Hoshiguma's piano. It was Swire's piano. Hoshiguma basically deflected the piano with her shield and was the reason it broke. She didn't own it. Outside of that, most of Hoshiguma's lore is kind of covered, but did you know she used to be a biker? And her shield was carved for her by basically her biker mentor. And she was a massive outlaw and a massive problem before she got recruited for the LGD. So she was a massive thug and a menace around Lungmen. Hector? Who the fuck is Hector? Is she infinite energy? Technically, yes. Hoshi looks like she's 8 feet tall, but she's under 6. She's very tall, to be fair. It's just, Asian tall. I mean Harold. Did you know Harold's married? She didn't deflect the piano, she deflected the ceiling crashing on her, and Chen onto the piano. Yeah, she just caught multiple tons. Multiple tons of rubble. She used to work for the Yakuza as well, and we're getting more lore in Arto. Yeah, exactly. Like, these were fun trivia facts, but now it's just upcoming lore. Howard has a prosthetic leg. Oh, gotcha. True. That makes more sense. No, that checks out. Hoshi has no money for the piano. She just robs Swire. That's fine. Tin Man is technically a full-body prosthetic. I would not count Tin Man as Cripple Knights. I'm sorry. I wouldn't. So yeah, you've got 6 operators. Deflecting tons of Crash Force. Wish my sister could have done that against my dad. Yeah, Maxor made that joke when he was doing a review of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Me with my dad's belt. Welcome in, Hungry! Lovely to have you. How's your day going? Surta. I mean, the fun fact I had about Surta was the ice cream. Vulcan. Did you know Vulcan actually has 2 prosthetics? She's missing her right arm and her left leg. Let me actually see if I can show this. Her bloodline of combat, it doesn't show. But a lot of people... Oh, no, sorry. Left arm and right leg. I had them swapped. Hydrate? Yes, sir. But yeah, you can see her leg. You can't really see her arm. And a lot of people didn't realize this. But she lost that at the mid-thigh. She's also missing her left arm. So she has 2 prosthetics. I think you can barely see it. Surta's a fragment of Surta? Yes, she's a Ferrenman. Fun fact about Nyan. Nyan's internals are superheated. If you tried to have sex with Nyan, your dick would instantly melt. Mustima? I mean, it's basically been covered, but the reason Mustima fell is she had to shoot Anduin after he went crazy and crippled Lemoen, which is the reason none of them really hold it against Anduin. But Fiametta can't accept that, and she hates him anyway. But they understand that Anduin was genuinely remorseful and not in control of his actions. Indra. Did you Indra has, like, the worst... Did you know that Indra's masteries don't change her fucking SP costs at all on either of her skills? It's so tragic. She's the only character I know of in the game whose masteries do not change SP at all. Fun fact, I know Rope is the highest Argenium infection is on death's door. Yes, most likely she would be dead.
With a superheated woman.
To be fair, 2 of them were south. Bloodline of Combat Vulcan seems earlier. Yes, Bloodline of Combat is the operator at their peak. Bloodline of Combat Vulcan is before she got crippled. So she used to be more of a combatant. She used to be an elite operator, basically. And now she is a blacksmith because of the injuries. Also, she's really hot. I'm gonna fight Sammy. Damn, Sammy got hands. For real. Anduin got brainwashed by the lock and key. Exactly. And now Mustima carries that shit around. What a Giga Chad. And yeah, no, Marshu, it is what it is. How dare you? How dare me? How dare you? Can we do Jessica's dad? That's not an operator. Penance. Okay. Despite how outrageously strong she is, Penance is not a combatant. Penance is a very sheltered Italian woman who has protection from the mob by her connections. And is just is able to be strict because of that. She's not a combatant. She's a fucking white-collar worker. And also, her codex is very sharp and cuts her hand very often. And it reminds her of the blood that formed all of these laws. Doctor fun fact, I mean, we all know the meme about the doctor boiling mi goreng noodles in his mouth, right? He popped the noodles in there, then just poured boiling water. Strict, she literally doesn't do shit. No, she's very strict. She refuses to be bought off, which is much better than most of the others. Anduin was infected by ancient Sarkaz staff and saw the beginning of his wraiths. Yeah, no, exactly. It messed him up. Fun fact about Jessica's dad, apologies, only operators. I mean, I guess Jessica's dad from memory founded Blacksteel. So there is that. The king himself, Vigil. Did you know that despite being a mob boss, Vigil is also kind of a non-combatant? And kind of viewed as a little bit of a wimp for that? Like he's willing to get down and dirty, but he just, doesn't really brawl or do what's necessary as a mob boss, but he is a mob boss, and it's led to a schism in his faction, pretty much. Not Black Steel, sorry, you know roughly what I mean. You know roughly what I mean. Optimal ramen cooking, so true. Also, Vigil's theme is a country song. Technically, it's jazz, but it's absolutely country, I'm with you. The coma thing will always be so funny. Yeah, fun fact about Vigil. In the latest Siracusa event, his plot relevance is right at the start. He gets hit by a truck and falls into a coma. Fun fact about Dusk, she traps herself in paintings and makes herself a dude when she's entering those paintings. I don't know why. You know, it's cheaper to buy instant coffee sachet and drink water to make coffee in your mouth. So true, I didn't think about that. This fact is brought to you by college exams. I'm sorry to hear that. Lappy calls him out in Il Circosana boss theme song. Yeah, he's kind of a wimp. Can we get a Glaucus fun fact? Sure, Glaucus is part of Cripple Knights, which I alluded to earlier. She has basically a full body prosthetic which allows her to walk. Without that, she would not be capable of it. So let's not have a Ghostbuster skin. This bad boy. So these are not, like, unnecessary. Without these, she's not able to walk. She has muscle atrophy from memory and is just unable to really stand or walk around without these prosthetics. I didn't know it actually happened in the game. I thought people were memeing Zero Sanity. No, it actually happened. It did actually happen. Blemishine. Okay, did you know that in her E0, Blemishine is wearing Nerl's old armor? In addition, Blemishine is a blacksmith who made all of Nerl's armor. So where is my Blemishine? I think she's level 60, 70. There we are. So Blemishine's E0. This is Nerl's old tournament armor that she's wearing right now. This is what Nerl used to dress like when she was a tournament competitor. She's literally just stolen it because she was the one who crafted it. Where did it happen? It is alluded to. Calzi at one stage talks about, I remember you did this, I remember you did that. I remember one time you cooked instant noodles by pouring boiling water into your mouth. It's very goofy. Her E2 armor looks shit. That's because her E2 armor isn't really armor. It's more of a dress. This isn't really like full-on armor like her EV0 was. Start of chapter 7? Ah, gotcha. That's why the L2D looks similar? Yes. That is because Blemishine is the one who made this. 10 subs. That's very sweet, Taxi. You do not need to get to 20k today. It was like 4 a.m. It's on Shirayuki. It was like 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. One of the two. Shirayuki also saw it? Yes. Did you know Shirayuki is also just outright a ninja? Like, literally just a ninja. Being hired by the chief of, basically, Chen's dad's wife. I'm here, yes, late. Where's my slop tier list? Welcome in! Here were the answers. Here are the answers. I got you. Here were the objective answers. Wearing old clothing of your older sibling is literally me. It's more of a woman thing, because generally women have more similar bodies. Men, like, your shoulders vary so much more. But yeah, either way. But yeah, no, Calzi and Shirayuki both confirmed the Doctor did that. That is not a meme, that is canon. Actually, a lot of Arknight's memes are just canon that people have forgotten. And no, welcome in Kamo, here is the objectively correct one. Welcome in Ina! Walter, what are you doing there? I was shitposting. The joke here is that Walter's summons are just better versions of Gravel. Every time you activate Walter S3, you summon 2 Gravels, except their skills don't expire. That was the joke I was making to piss off Gravel fans. I'm also Gravel fans. How are you doing, Ina? It's wonderful to have you. Bye, Sal. Thanks for coming, Tresh. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks so much for coming by. So yeah, that is the meme I was doing. That is the meme I was doing. And then I rearranged it based off of art I like. Jay and Who Cares? Yeah, he's just been kind of power crept. He's been kind of power crept over the years. Fun fact about Tin Man. Did you know Tin Man is basically a child? He's like 3. Like, he was created a few years ago. Just was created as an adult. How about Ascalon? Okay, did you know that every single time Ascalon talks, she uses a different voice? No one really knows what her voice sounds like. And also, her arts cause permanent damage to her and are incredibly agonizing every time she uses them. There you go, little fun fact about Ascalon. How about Irene? I mean, we meet Irene's mentor, and he dies, and then she becomes an actually really, really good Inquisitor. Outside of that, like, Irene's story was mainly told entirely on screen, so it's more just a case of do you remember Undertides. Though a fun fact about Irene is that during Spectre Ulta's event, Spectre Ulta spends the entire time flirting with Irene, making her uncomfortable and enjoying that. How about Silverash? The reason he wears the goofy-ass mantle is because it is the sign of him being the head of the Silverash family, which is why in his altar he also wears a massive overcoat, and that is also why he has a full outfit underneath it. The massive overcoat is basically marking him as in charge of the Silverash clan. So it is more of a responsibility than anything. Irene left the Inquisition. Yeah, she became a good Inquisitor and left the Inquisition. Meow, meow, meow. So true, so true. Did you know that Alfonso is a Giga Chad? Yes. Tenzin fun fact. Who the fuck is Tenzin? Fun fact about Silverash, he gets mogged by everyone he hires. I know, right? It's so hilarious. Like, fucking look at this skin and tell me he is not being mogged by Courier and Matterhorn. Oh, his bird. Gotcha, gotcha. Even his bird is mogging him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's stanced up, he's trying his best to look impressive, but everyone else in this picture is cooler than him. From specialist to guards, interesting tier list. Oh, we finished the tier list, so now we're just shitposting. Welcome in, Spade! How are you going? Here is the actual objective tier list. Here is the actual objective tier list. This is why his throne skin's best. Nah, I think his beach and his E1, E0 rather, are best. Yeah, so here was the actual tier list. Here was the actual tier list. Apologies. If you want all the justifications, you'll need to rewatch the VOD. I go in detail for each of them. Mizuki is absolutely god tier in IS and dog shit outside of it. That's the only one that really needs a... Wishdell isn't a specialist? No, no, no. She summons 3 mini gravels every time you activate a rest 3. Yeah, question mark. What do you want about? What do you want about? Now his altar mogs all his skin and art. I actually don't like his altar's art. I think the suit looks fire, but the jacket looks so goofy. How could you say that? Welcome in place. I want you to know I am also a gravel fan. But I thought it was a funny roast that every time she activates her S3, she summons gravels except the skill doesn't expire. First message VIP. Oh yeah, no, they won it in the tournament. They won it in the tournament. How are you going, Flakes? Lovely to have you. But no, that was a shitpost, and then 12F got bribed onto the list. Oh, Mizuki? No, Mizuki, sorry, to clarify when I say dog shit, Mizuki would be between Tin Man and Robin. Or slightly worse than Manticore. Actually, yeah, without his IS module, Mizuki is slightly worse than Manticore for general use. He hits hard, but he just doesn't have as much utility. With his IS module, he is the best specialist in the game. So I balanced it out to about there. Can't wait till we get 20k today. I mean, I'm planning on ending in like 10 minutes, so we're not going to. And yes, I'm going to make another slide, and then we're not going to hit anything, and it's going to immediately end, and it's going to be an epic own. It's already at 19,900, so that means you got to make the list. Exactly, exactly. I already have to make the list. Thankfully, we haven't hit it today, so I don't need to have a panic attack. Plan, what are you even asking for? There's only one reward left. There's only one reward left. What are you even asking for? How about Mudrock? Fun fact about Mudrock is the reason she doesn't use her golems. There is a lore reason why Mudrock's golems are not part of the operator's kit, and that's because she was functionally killing herself to make them. She basically had to put like a little piece of her soul, and it was causing permanent damage every time she created them. It was immensely straining on her to create and control her golems, which is why now that she's in Rhodes Island, she doesn't have her golems. They actually did give a lore reason for that. Well, thank you very much, Daha. That's very sweet. Thank you. That's very kind. Hey, make sure you're being responsible, okay? That's so much money. Oh, yeah, sorry. 12F just got bribed onto the list, Ina. 12F just got bribed. Oh, God, I need to write the fan fiction. No, thank you. That's very, very sweet. Please make sure you're being responsible, okay? I worry about you. That's so much money. But thank you, Daha. You're very kind. I told you we get there. Oh, sorry. I accidentally added an extra 0. Can you guys all believe we hit 2,003 points after 100 days? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? We finally hit 2,000 points! Let's go, everybody! We hit 2,000 points! Yeah, let's go! Fuck off, what are you talking about? Okay, what was the plan? What was the reward for 2,000 points? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm obviously not gonna scam you. Why is Mr. Nothing in a base nerd? No, he's in actually bad. He's in no, his base skill is bad. The Rosmontas team is better. And there's, this is including their base kits. This is partially accounting for their base kits. Waifu is worth leveling for base kit if you're an Omega Sweat, but outside of that, no. But no, like, I mostly left out their base kits. Actually, like, I mentioned them, but I didn't change their tiering based off of that. Don't scam us, I won't. When can I expect the fanfiction? If I can take time off December, I will get through as many of the Subathon rewards as I can. Apologies. The reason there are like a third of the Subathon rewards not done, they'll require a lot of time and focus. I was hoping to take an entire month off and just smash through them and do a bunch of other things I wanted to do. But my senior, turns out, put in her, like, resignation, like, a few days ago. So it might take some time, but it shouldn't be so bad. Welcome in, Shadow! Welcome in, Haruto! Welcome in, Belmont! How are you all doing? It starts with H and ends with Hung fanfiction. Yes, the 20k reward was, in fact, me having to make fanfiction of South and Hung. And yes, I now need to make another slide. Fuck! Well, at least we're not going to hit any rewards before I do so, or at all. My hands are freezing harder than double frozen blue box style from Praminix. I'm sorry to hear that matters. Please warm up if you can. There's more. Yes, there will be more slides. Gonna be smart. It's gonna be softcore smart, not explicit smart. More like flirting than having sex. We can do the other slide right now. Yeah, sure. Okay, so here are my current ideas for the next slide. Here is all I have. Here is all I have. Let me see. Where is my, there we go. So here are my goals. Here are my next goals. Roblox stream, Mahjong stream in Yakuza, South pregnant art, South Hung commission couple art. At 50k, no Walter for a year. Chat chooses my tickets, I gave you that for free. And chat chooses my chibi operator. So as you can see, I need to think of some better goals. Mahjong Yakuza, please. I don't know how to play Mahjong. Welcome in, Rando Guy. What's this about a fanfiction? As the subathon goal for 20k, I need to write fanfiction of myself, aka South, dating Hung, or at least flirting with him. I'm talking to you, that's why my hands are suffering. I'm sorry to hear that. South pregnant art. Wow, apparently people are really popping off. 30k is possible, right? No, the subathon is gonna last like 2 more days. At most, the subathon is gonna last like 2 more days. South favorite guns tier list? I mean, I've only had an opportunity to fire like 12 different types of gun. So like, I can't really compare. Like, for example, the only semi-automatic rifle I've had the opportunity to fire was the Ozsteyr, which is just a Steyr for a Steyr org for outside of Australia. So I just haven't had the chance. Like, I know of them, and I've had a chance to fire a bunch, but like mostly just one of each kind, if that makes sense. Oh, look, 20k points? Yes. Thanks, Spade. No, Spade brought it up, and then Daha did a funny. Speaking of, thank you. That's going to be pretty cracky. I'm going to do my best to make it crack and also serious. Jack Sparrow meets South. How would that work? What, would I hire Johnny Depp? South Hung Ack? No. How's the org handling? The new one is fantastic. Genuinely, fantastic. The plastic can get damaged pretty easy, but it feels very, very good in your hands, unlike the old metal one, where it was a little bit cramped. It's also just much lighter. It's a fantastic gun. Really, it is. It is. I forgot Yakuza... Wait, what about Yakuza? Oh, Yakuza is that version. Oh, is it the 4-player multiplayer? Gotcha. Well, either way, I am planning to play Yakuza Kiwami soon, because Rose bought that for me, so... Bottom South Gachigasm. What, so you think it's gonna be like... Hung face-fucking South while Ack goes balls deep in her? No. Day 100 is with 20k is a great milestone. Yeah, doesn't that mean we average 500 points a day? That's so fucking absurd. We average 500 points a day. You're all so obscenely supportive. You please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, okay? Sandwich, no, I'm not doing that. Tell you what, that can be the 40k reward. Because I know, mathematically guaranteed, we are not hitting 40k. So there you go, we're not hitting that. Did you not tell me we'd get there? You said we weren't going to get here. And I said it's possible, and you said no, mathematically guaranteed. South impregging a male operator. No, don't you mean like 200 points a day? True. 200 points a day. That makes much more sense. Yeah, I did the math wrong. That's much more manageable. Good. Okay, I was gonna say, that's insane. 200 points. Yeah, thank you. I was thinking, that can't be right. That legitimately can't be right. You just challenged the internet? No, we hit the funny day 100. It's gonna end. If it didn't end on day 69, it was gonna end on day 100. Because the next big one is 420. And we're not hitting day 420. If we even get to like day 150, I'll be earning enough to just be a full-time streamer. It's not happening. Like, you're all very supportive, but I can't just rely on you to fund my lifestyle. Why not 420? Because every month, the amount of time given by a point slightly decreases. South getting impregnated by Weedy. South is not capable of getting pregnant unless she really tries, which she wouldn't. Monkey paw curls? No, that's not happening. Next big one is 169. Nah, because 69 was a big one. 169 is not. Okay, anyway. Thank you all very much for... We fucking did 20k. That's so absurd. Oh, that's so much money. Okay, you know what? I can just end stream and then worry about that and the next slide next time. I can worry about that next time. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming. Hydrate, yes sir. Thanks for the stunning stream. I'm glad you all enjoyed. I'll definitely consider doing tier lists of the others. If you liked this, please do consider liking the stream. I use that as a metric for if I should do this kind of content again. Did people like this? So if you want more of the tier lists, give that a try. I got my daily money, so now I'm ending the stream. Bro, if I wanted my daily money, I would have gone to work today. The reason I take regular days off is so I can do content shit. Like, I spent most of today editing a YouTube video. Sorry, I only caught the tail end. Nothing to apologize for, Spade. I hope you're having fun. Congrats on the 100 yet. Thank you all very, very much. You don't need to congratulate me on this. If anything, I should be thanking you that I'm so lucky to have such a ridiculously supportive community. Not even just money-wise. You've also kept me company through 100 days of random bullshit, including plenty of things you don't like. So, thank you. Obviously, I'll save most of my words for when the subathon ends in no doubt 2 days. But thank you all very much. I really appreciate it, and you've let me live out a lot of my dreams. Like, genuinely, things I never thought possible. Like, even just something as simple as me having one official merch from an Arknights competition, because you all supported and voted for me. Thank you. I really mean that. It means the world to me. Alrighty. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm gonna wrap up now. Even if the subathon ends, we'll support you. No. I'll go back to 0 subs, as it should be. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, everybody. And I will hopefully catch you around. If you haven't already, please consider liking the YouTube stream. I'll do more tier lists if you do. Oh, thanks for the sub, Pie Frog. Lovely to have you. Kartoshka? I don't know what that means. I'm not unemployed, Alu. I have a job. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I will catch you around. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.